Hi, and welcome back to the film section. It's been a while. It's the show where we kind of, pick out a movie from our library and watch it and talk about it on this show. But
That's a
today's a
lie.
little
We picked nothing from our library.
nothing as of recently because just been doing new releases. We haven't actually picked out a movie and watched it since Predator back in September. But today is a major exception because if you recall, we kind of started this whole idea of recording reviews with the 2002 Spider Man. And initially, we did this as possible lead up to No Way Home.
Hmm.
Those plans fell through. We'll get to the other Spider Man movies someday, but today we're talking about No Way Home because we were lucky enough to be able to see it this morning.
Oh, no way home.
Yeah, we were lucky to see it, and I say lucky because I checked ticket showings for like the next few days, and they're like all sold out. And oh god, I am getting high pink, aren't
Nice.
I?
This movie's gonna make $1 billion by the end of the year.
Yeah, this movie's gonna make money. Um, that being said, we were lucky to see it in a packed theater with a very active crowd.
Indeed.
Very active crowd. Not to
Oh
say
boy,
we
was
weren't.
I active.
Yeah, not to say we weren't active in this crowd. Um, we were, and we will talk about it. But we did see this movie. We're gonna try to keep it spoiler free for as long as we can. Uh,
Hmm.
Ernest has the innate ability or inability to not be able to talk about a movie without spoiling it. So
That is not to imply spoil movies, by the way. He's wording that really wrong. But
there are certain movies when we come on this show where he just doesn't want to not do spoilers. So,
yeah, boy.
and we've been fortunate enough for the last couple that we did that were new releases, we did them way after the movie came out. So, we had the leeway to just spoil. But as we did with No Time to Die, we are recording this on the day of its release in the US. So, we'll try to keep it spoiler free briefly, kind of talk about our general thoughts on the movie
Like 5 minutes. Don't worry about it.
before getting into the nitty gritty. And if you have followed us at all in the past few weeks with the podcast, you'll know that we have not had the highest of hopes for this movie going in. Very concerned for it, very scared, little trust in it, if you would say. And I think it's safe to say, for the most part, I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. I
Mm,
quite enjoyed it.
yeah, I liked it quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, I like it quite a bit, more than I thought I was going to. And if I'm being entirely honest, I thought this movie was going to be shit. I really did. I thought this movie was not going to be good, but I came out of it being very pleasantly surprised and very hopeful for whatever they do next with this character. And a lot of my hopes, a lot of my, not hopes, but a lot of my fears were satiated with how they decided to tackle certain aspects of the film. Mainly, my biggest concern was the villains and the amount of them in the film, the amount of characters, how they were going to balance that all together, and I think they did a very good job at doing that. Do you have anything to add, Ernest? Or are you just gonna
Wait.
shut up?
Oh, well, if I'm starting to talk about it now,
We're not going
yeah,
into
the movie.
spoilers at the moment.
I know.
Okay.
But I guess I could talk about my favorite part of the movie. Some of them, it being it has some really great character work,
Yeah, and I would.
especially for three individuals.
Yes, I will say. Um, I was concern of mine was um that there wasn't gonna be an acknowledgement of the seriousness of the situation, and this movie's dark. The movie's dark. It gets violent. It can get quite brutal at times, and even a little cruel.
Nothing that honestly, I'm so conditioned by movies
Yeah,
that I didn't really feel like the stir to watching it. I was more like, oh, okay, this is surprising for a
yeah,
Spider-Man film, I guess.
yeah. It's definitely taking some bold choices, and I appreciate that. I always appreciate a bold choice because it does take some gall to do it.
Like it's definitely not the greediest or darkest we've seen in the
No, 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 no,
MCU.
no. Definitely not. But for a Spider-Man movie, this is definitely up there in terms of darkness.
At least like at least in recent memory, yeah,
Yeah, in recent
I'd
memory,
say.
this, yeah, the closest I can compare this to in terms of like taking this story serious is probably the PS4 game, Insomniac's Marvel's PS4.
Yeah.
Which this movie, yeah, this game, Jesus, this movie has more comparisons to the game than you would probably think.
I mean,
They definitely take straight up stuff from the game.
do you think so?
I do think so. I do think so. I was just
Okay.
getting a lot of like feelings of like the game, but it could just be that they're going for a similar kind of tone. But
I have no idea what you mean, but we can talk about it later,
yeah,
I
we can
guess.
talk about it later. Um, Again, it could just be just like feelings of like what the game made me feel, and then what this movie kind of gives me. But um, yeah, I can definitely say I like this movie. I think the action. I think they topped themselves again with the action. Like, safe to say, Spider-Man movies have done better with action than I think a lot of other superhero movies have, or at least in the creativity part of it. But
I think I think they're all quite creative.
this movie actually did some pretty cool stuff with some of the choreography and just like the concepts they had. It's like, okay, wow, okay, yeah, you guys had an idea here, and you really went for it. I will say though, when we get into spoilers, I will talk about some of my disappointments in that area. I wish we could have gone a little more. If you're going into this movie expecting a lot of action, you're
Yeah.
not gonna
M-
get
I
that.
Actually, metaphor. I don't know. Like action probably wasn't long, but it like
No, it got the
it
point.
probably wasn't long, but it also really did feel short too.
It did feel short. To be specific, the bridge scene I thought was going to be way longer
wanted
than it
more.
actually was.
Hmm?
Like, to be specific, the bridge scene, I thought that went on way shorter than I thought it would, and I kind of wanted a little more. But you sacrifice action for some really really good character work. Tom Holland, man, he just continuously gets better as his character every movie. Like, this movie asked a lot of him as an actor, and I think he pulled it off.
Yeah. Well,
All the
and the
acting is
character
good all around. Yeah,
and the character's great too,
and the
because
character's really well done here.
I was really scared that they would ruin his character like they have with other MCU characters, but no, they kept this guy in line, and he's great
Yep,
still.
and I think that's probably due to the writing. I think the script is surprisingly smart here, which we will talk about its flounders, but because this isn't a perfect movie by any means, I think they did a better job handling everything that they put themselves on, or that they made themselves do. With it almost looked easy the way they did it, but it probably wasn't a very easy
Well, I
task
guess not
to
easy enough
balance
if they
all
couldn't
this.
not easy enough if they couldn't get it all right.
They couldn't get it all right, but it, considering the unfortunate history with Spider-Man movies juggling too much, this is definitely a step. It's not Spider Verse. It's not Spider Verse,
Oh
but
no.
but
Hmm.
it's I'm I'm a little hesitant. I want to see this another time before I uh, permanently say this.
I just want to say it again.
This might be my favorite of the Homecoming trilogy. I think this feels
Should we just call it the Home
the
trilogy?
home trilogy. This feels the most like, I guess I could say, classic Spider-Man. Not traditional, but
That's kind
classic.
of
It feels
uh,
classic.
classic. classic us into like what are we going back to when we say classic?
Like I want it maybe like the '90s animated show. Like this feels like a cartoon in kind of the best way. It feels like one of those crossover episodes that you just couldn't miss. Like you had to watch it.
All right,
And I
I
mean that
can
as a
give you that.
compliment.
Yeah.
Like I mean
Well,
that
if you
totally as a
have to watch
compliment.
it,
Yeah.
that it'd be a compliment.
Yeah,
Would you
it's
say it feels like a little bit like? Well no, wait. Is that a spoiler?
depends on what you want to say.
I mean, you said it was just no. What
Oh,
you said.
okay, I know what you want to say. No, don't say it.
No, no. It's what you said too. That it
It's what
was
I said.
crossover. Like,
Right.
wait a minute.
Well, cuz this is a celebration of the entire cinematic history of Spider-Man. That's what this is. And I think we can talk about anything that's in the trailer. Like if we're talking no spoilers, like anything that's in the trailer is fair game.
All right.
And if we want to talk about significant issues, I, mean, I guess if you're coming into this movie talk expecting Doctor Strange, he's like in this movie for like 20 minutes at most. I would say
Well,
he is very sidelined in this movie.
I mean, the difficulty being that you
You
they
have
kind
to
of have
find
this.
a way to get him out of
this-
there.
You have to sell him, but
Yeah,
I
for
don't
the
think they did a
plot that
good
they
job
were
of
trying.
selling him
Yeah,
either.
for the plot they were trying to create, they needed Strange out of the playing field. And the way they
Yeah,
came up, granted, the way they came up with getting him out of the picture was creative. I wouldn't have thought of that, but I wish there would have
but
been a different way. I think the action stepped it up. The score, my Michael Giacchino again stepping up the plate. He he outdid himself again. There's lots of. They did put this in a clip, and I'm sure everybody's seen the clip. There is callbacks to old music from the history of this character. One of them was definitely kind of, I guess, chuckle worthy because it is so separate from the entirety of the score.
it was brief too, so
It was brief,
it's funny
and
though.
we mean brief, but it was
Yeah.
funny if you're in the know. Which there's a lot of like callbacks, I guess, in this movie that were like, if you know it, you know it, you know. But I'm sure a lot of people know it just because a lot of people know these movies and the prognosis
Well,
around like certain things. Like everybody just kind of knows it.
it's a meme at this point,
It's
honestly.
a meme at this point. Uh, but yeah, there's and like it's funny. This movie's been like probably spoiled and leaked to death. I was still surprised by some things. Like I was
Well, that
genuinely
well
like
that
taken
that that
aback by certain things.
well, now you're implying that you've been spoiled, right?
I think I did say that right
Well,
in our
I
group chats.
know.
Yeah, I
I'm
did
just
say
it's for the audience. For the
for the
audience,
audience, it was very hard to stay away, and not.
I I, w-
I
I
tried to
was pretty
stay
lucky.
away. It's just YouTube. YouTube is the worst with this movie. Like you could be watching anything, and it'll just recommend you an actual like clip from the movie.
I was surprisingly lucky with not getting spoiled. I like
I saw a couple pictures that were pretty. Yeah, that kind of ruined the movie, but I guess it's safe to say even with getting those spoilers, it doesn't, I guess, ruin the whole movie.
mhm.
Like, and there are surprises in the movie that you might not expect. Um, and there's also lots of things that where they managed to keep secret. So,
There's also what I want to give credit,
oh, you cut out.
but you still
You cut out.
you
You cut out.
oh oh sorry. Uh, I'm still cutting out.
No, 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 you're not.
All right. So yeah, there are still just build ups to things
You cut out.
you see and excitement that the fact that they did happen. You knew that it's called good build up on the movie's part. So
It actually makes the other two movies better. I don't know. I thought this movie actually did
hmm,
made
what do you mean?
the other two movies better in the trilogy because
Homecoming and Far
you
From
could
Home.
see where they were going now. Because another fear of mine was that they just kind of pulled this plot out of their ass, but It feels like they had this planned.
With their ass. No, it felt very.
It felt very
No, it felt
natural,
very natural.
and that was the biggest like hats off to the writers. It was like you made this feel natural. You made this feel like the next step when it clearly
It was
wasn't
too.
because they were planning to make this a Craven movie.
Really.
Yep, Tom Holland said that they were going to make this a Craven movie because they didn't know if they were going to get the all the actors together.
You know what? All things considered, I think I'm glad we got this instead of the Craig movie.
Maybe we got the better movie. Who knows? But
Maybe
I mean, I wanted a Craven movie. I
like
think we
like
both
just in
did.
turn.
I think we both
We
did
did.
when Far From Home ended. We were like, man, this
Well,
this leaves like the door open for so many like cool things like Craven and
yeah, it was
you know,
either Craven or Silver Sable
yeah,
for me.
it was gonna be like one of those. They were gonna go that route, but it seems like they wanted to do Craven. I mean,
Yeah,
they set themselves up perfectly for Craven though.
yeah, maybe.
But they
But
did a great job with making this movie. I think if I have any other like issues that aren't spoilery, I think they dealt with his identity maybe a little too quickly. Like
mm,
it's still a thing throughout the movie, but it feels like it wasn't because like the first like maybe 20, 30 minutes of this movie is them dealing with that,
mhm.
and it feels like they just kind of got through it kind of quickly. But also this movie had
Even 20 minutes,
bigger things to do, more
and they
important
got
shit
rid of
going
early.
on.
Even 20 minutes in,
Hmm?
like even 20 minutes in, you think they got rid of early?
I don't know. It could be just the timing of the movie was weird because suppose I guess it was like 45 minutes in when the bridge scene happens.
Well, then I don't know. Can you really say that, given the fact that don't want to spoil it, but like a scene after his identity being known is kind of like a big consequential thing
Right.
to people. Like,
I just wish the like I just wish the entire movie was that premise. But again, not to detract from what they did because they did do a good job at making that the through line.
wait. I want to like technically kind of is the theme or whatever you said, the premise, given
Well, it's the
the
inciting incident of everything happening. Everything
mhm,
happens because of what Mysterio did.
yeah.
Which, if you haven't seen Far From Home at this point, what the fuck are you doing?
Why are you watching this video?
Yeah, why are you watching this if you haven't seen Far From Home? Go watch Far From Home. It's
Or don't.
which we had a
I
friend who actually went to go see this with us, who said they didn't see Far From Home. So
it's silly.
watching, I'm sure watching the beginning of this movie was the most like out of body experience.
I mean, I assume that he saw the ending
I don't know.
or
I don't know.
mm,
He didn't really have any idea what was going on at the start of the movie,
okay.
and we were just like, "Damn, you should have watched Far From Home, so you would kind of know what's going on."
Kinda.
But yeah, this was a it's quite a fun movie, very well made, very well put together, despite plenty of hiccups that we will fully discuss. This movie is very hard to talk about without spoilers because a lot of what this movie is stuff that we can't talk about unless we get into spoilers.
Fucking see? Damn. See what I
Um,
mean?
it is hard to talk about this movie. Um, but yeah, I think we got through like the most of like the aspects we can talk about without getting into spoilers. So I am going to actually hold on. I should have done this before we started, but I'm going to take a note of. So if you have not seen the movie yet, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to leave in earnest right after it hits five. Do not just start shouting spoilers. You did this with No Time to Die. But
So 5 seconds until I say whatever the fuck I want.
I'm gonna I'm gonna say 5 seconds, then I'll say okay, spoilers loose, and then we go. Because I know what you're gonna start with. So that's if you have not seen the movie, get out now. Your 5 seconds starts now. Okay. Spoiler starts now. If you've left, right?
Are you gone?
Okay. Are you gone?
Are you gone?
Are you gone?
Are you gone?
All
Are you
right,
gone
Ernest,
soon enough
go.
for
All
me?
right, all right, go.
I need to know. Are they gone for me to say that
I think they're
everyone?
gone. I
All
think they're
right, yeah,
gone.
yeah.
It's been 20 seconds. Go.
Or they need. I just need to make sure that they know that everyone who goes to Peter Parker is.
Mm-hmm.
I need them to know that. Alright, okay, I just need them to know that.
The spell works. I'm
It
actually
works.
very quickly going to get the
Well, oh, hold on.
mhm.
That wasn't the spell though. The spell was people forget who Spider-Man
Oh,
is.
yeah, hold on.
So are we talking about this in chronological order?
You see, you say that because I am trying to get the Wikipedia page open on it so I can get the entire plot. Because I'm obviously gonna blank on certain details. Okay, there we go. So the movie begins right when Far From Home ends. I guess we should probably clarify that we kind of the concession stand was very long, so we got in right as the Marvel logo was ending.
Right
So
as it passed. So
right as
I
it
was lucky. I
passed,
was lucky of us.
we were very lucky. But yeah, the movie starts right where No Way Home lets off. They play the video where Spider-Man's identity is
Interesting
revealed to
enough,
the
yes.
world.
Perhaps on the way home. Wait, after Far From Home. Fuck.
Far From Home. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
which we get our first kind of retcon that um, Far From Home takes place during their junior year, and I
Ah,
could just be remembering Far From Home wrong. I did just watch it last night, but like barely because I fell asleep because I was very tired. I feel like there is a dialogue that says they're seniors, but according to this movie, they were juniors and now they're entering their senior year. Um, like that's fine. Like, I mean, it's small retcon, doesn't really matter. These movies, for
well,
some
aren't
reason,
they like
have
aren't in this movie? Isn't the whole thing like they're already focusing on going to college? So wouldn't they already be under senior year? Or like they're just getting into the senior year now?
this movie starts with at the end of Far From Home, which takes place at the end of the summer vacation, which then leads into their college, not their college, but their senior year. Because remember the movie says, oh, now they're starting senior year. But yeah,
We don't do. Also, we do not get much time in the school.
we really don't. This is the least school oriented of the recent Spider Man movies,
Yeah,
which is refreshing. But
it's
I did find myself asking, oh, what happened to the students?
it's a little jarring not seeing the students and the teacher
It's a
often in the
little
movie.
weird because the teacher is in one scene.
The teachers are in one
The
scene.
teachers are in one scene, and the coach are in one
Like,
scene, and then they're gone for the rest of the movie.
mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, you really
Yeah,
called them in for this one scene. And then,
it
I mean, I'm sure a lot of that was COVID restrictions.
probably.
Um, you could definitely feel some of like the COVID effect on this movie, as there are a lot of scenes where only a few people are in a room, and that's it,
And some that aren't even there.
and some
I
that aren't
understand, man.
even there.
Man,
But
sorry, I have a dirt in my throat. Huh.
mm,
Mm.
you
Let me
been dirt in
continue.
your eye?
No, my throat because I'm coughing.
Ah,
You see, I had to be blinking if I had dirt in my eye. I'm blinking
yeah,
right now. There's dirt in my eye. Fuck. Ow, ow, ow.
yeah. They
We got a. Oh yeah, we got
we get
a
yeah we get a
really
little small like scene of MJ and Peter swinging across the city trying to escape the police and just the public.
pretty funny. It's something that felt very simple. Seeing as the tone the movie takes, it was nice to see something that was very similar to the older tone of Homecoming Far From Home, because after
Mhm.
that is very different.
Yeah, the movie takes a very quick turn in tone after the opening because like the first like
So
20
yeah,
minutes are like kind of jokey and the jokes aren't landing and
I thought a few of them were.
I don't know. I
A
just didn't
few of
find a
them.
lot of them. A few of them were
Like
funny, but
I didn't laugh at the teacher scene.
no. 'Cause I can
Uh,
remember like moments in Homecoming and in Far From Home where I did like when I saw it for the first time that I was like genuinely like really laughing. But in this
yeah.
movie, wasn't really getting that.
I mean, we laughed a lot in the movie,
We
for
did,
what I remember.
but we were
But
also
that might have
laughing at
been
some
with,
different stuff.
but that might have been because of three characters. Or no, it was definitely mostly because of
Many
three characters.
characters, many
We
characters.
said many characters, but you know who I mean.
Yeah.
Their banter was the funniest, the best
Yes,
thing
that
of
was
the movie.
great. That was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see that senior year is not very good for. Oh no, we're missing something. So
Oh yeah, we're skipping. Hold on, dude. You can't forget
we are
about
skipping Mr. Murdoch,
Mr. Murdoch.
Mr.
Man,
Matt Murdoch.
the theater popped off
Our
for
theater
a little
popped
bit.
off. We had a small pop off,
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry for that. It
it
deserved
was
it because
yeah. You could hear the Daredevil fans,
it was really. I'm a
but
Daredevil fan.
it
It
was
was really
so
nice seeing
cool.
him.
It was so cool to see him. It was just
It's
so
like he
cool.
never left,
It was yeah. It was like he never left a beat with that character. It was
never left,
just
and he fits so
he fits
casually and
he
wonderfully
fits
there.
so like you see the shot of him like it's a slow shot that reveals that he's there and he just fits so perfectly,
He does.
which
It's
this
great.
and Hawkeye make me very happy that they're acknowledging at least the Daredevil show.
I won't lie. I kind of wish he was in the movie more often,
I wish,
like
but it was cool
a
to get him
little
for
bit
the one
more.
scene.
It was,
And he
and
gives some really nice legal advice to Happy. It's like you
good
better lawyer up, dude. Like you're
lawyer.
gonna need a really good lawyer. But he does
And
make it
then
clear that the FBI, no, the DOC, the Department of what was it? Oh God, I just watched Homecoming yesterday.
wasn't it the
Whatever.
FBI?
No, it wasn't the FBI. It was the
Yeah, it was the
it was the
fucking guys
Tonys,
who
yeah, who took away the stuff in the beginning of Homecoming.
did.
Um, yeah, those guys show up.
Oh,
I don't know
we can't
why
forget
I
about
don't know
the
why they weren't just the FBI,
I don't
but
know. We can't forget about the really good scene where he catches the brick.
yes,
The
because
brick was shown
I was gonna
in their
preface
apartment.
that and then talk about the BS.
Ah, yeah.
It's made clear to us that the DOC or the FBI or whatever has no legal ground
Mm,
to convict Peter.
yeah.
No reason as to why, but at least we know that's not a problem. And then a brick is thrown at the window, and Matt catches it, right before Peter's about to catch it, and some
Mm-hmm.
dude screams, "Mysterio was right," which I mean that makes
A really good
sense, but it was just
lawyer.
kind of like a
I'm a
funny,
really
it
good
was like
lawyer.
a funny like scene where
Mm-hmm.
Peter's like, "How did you do that?" And he goes, "I'm a really good lawyer."
It's kind of jarring to him that
Yeah, I'm just a
someone
really
has
good
faster
lawyer.
reflexes than him. Like, what the fuck?
I
He's
mean,
a really good lawyer.
he's a really good lawyer,
A good lawyer.
but
You have to
yeah,
be if you're fucking blind.
I guess so. Yeah. But isn't that part of his power? He's got heightened senses.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. It was, and then he's gone. He's gone just like that. So
Really.
nice to see him. Wish I could have seen more of him, but that's okay.
Yeah.
They left that breadcrumb there for maybe the next movie, where he
Mm.
possibly deals with Kingpin.
I see.
Um. Yeah. Right after that is right the good old the good old home crew. They are applying to MIT. They all make a plan to try to apply into MIT together.
I missed it, but do
Uh-huh.
we skip the part where they interrogated them?
I mean, what really happens in that other than that Peter is told that Nick Fury is off planet?
Yeah, that's weird. How does he know that?
I don't
Like,
know.
wouldn't that be
I
like
don't
top
know
secret?
because if they know, how did Peter not know?
Yeah,
I mean,
and
Peter was probably left in the dark on a lot of things.
of course,
But
and then
how would
there's
Happy
the
not
fact
know?
that
How would Happy not
so
know?
that is also true, but there's also the fact that Shield just kind of left Peter to hang.
Yeah,
Like we, like I don't know if I remember that the what, but was the Far From Home operation top secret?
I would guess so. But they were doing it for Nick Fury, and I think if we remember correctly, Shield is no more.
Yeah, it's just sword or
It's just
something,
Sword,
whatever.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, Nick Fury is off. He is off on the Sword Station, wherever that is, with Skrulls, and Talos and his wife are impersonating Nick Fury
Yeah, so at that point,
and
wouldn't
Maria
like
Hill.
it's strange because
Doctor
if
Strange.
if Nick Fury was impersonating, or if Talos was impersonating Nick Fury, wouldn't the government or whoever know that that will be Nick Fury, thinking that's Nick Fury,
But
while
also,
the real Nick Fury is up there?
does the government even know about Skrulls?
I assume they
I mean,
don't.
the answer is yes, they will, because of Secret
Oh,
Invasion. We're getting Secret Invasion.
oh well.
So
Wait, would this
eventually,
still?
eventually they will know.
There we go. They wouldn't know now.
Yeah, they
There we
wouldn't know
go.
now, but
So yeah,
eventually, yes, they will know.
the guy wouldn't really know that Nick Fury's off world because Nick Fury technically is down there.
Yeah, technically, unless he did leave in between the ending of Far From Home and the beginning of No Way Home. But
Maybe.
they also said he's been off planet for a year.
Yeah, you're right.
They specifically say he's been off planet for a year. So they just know something
I
we
won't.
don't.
Or might just be a flaw in the film because that's odd. I think. I don't know. I guess I'd have
I
to
mean,
watch Far From Home again and watch the movie
it's
again.
not a gaping flaw. It's just a weird inconsistency in time
Well, Nick Fury
because
could solve the
yeah,
issue with the well, not really solve the issue because the fact that Peter Spider Man would still be like a
mhm.
huge dilemma. But I guess it would just make it a little easier for him. But yeah, it doesn't break the movie.
It doesn't break the movie at all. It's just like a weird thing with Far From Home because Far From Home takes place 6 months after Endgame, which makes me think, when does Endgame take place in like January of 2023? Like what? But whatever. Getting lost in the details. Um, yeah, the crew tries to get into MIT. None of them get in except for Flash Thompson,
Spider-Man's best friend.
I'm sure, who goes to an MIT mixer, which is important for later. Because after this moment, Peter is kind of running out of options. His life's kind of turned to shit. And so he sees a rubber ducky in the coffee shop that MJ works at. Oh yeah, Michelle Jones Watson.
Yeah.
Her full name has finally been revealed. She is Mary Jane Watson.
Wasn't that revealed in
Nope.
Homecoming?
Well, we got her. We got the reveal that her nickname was MJ because her full name is Michelle Jones. But
Okay.
it's this movie where we get the Watson. So she is Mary Jane Watson, but she's just called Michelle Jones. Yeah. Mary Jane. Mary Jane.
Uh
Yeah. Peter sees the rubber ducky and he
you said
goes.
you said he was running out of
He was
options.
running. He was
I
kind of running out of options to
I
because
want to say
at
that with
this
huge quotation marks for
his
what happens later on.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He this he's running out of options in his mind because his friends can't get into MIT because of him.
Yeah.
Like specifically stated in the denial letter.
Mm.
So Peter sees the Doctor Strange rubber ducky and goes, I know that guy. I can go ask
Yeah.
him to fix this. And so he goes to Doctor Strange. And we get the first kind of cool detail that I think will probably come into play in Multiverse of Madness. Wong is Sorcerer Supreme now. not Doctor Strange, over a technicality, because Strange blipped for 5 years and Wong
Indeed.
didn't. So, by technicality, Wong is now the Sorcerer Supreme.
Indeed.
And just conveniently, Wong is also going on a trip, so he doesn't have to be involved in this movie. Uh,
Get me involved.
but yeah,
Okay.
Peter sees Doctor Strange, and he's like asking him like, "Hey, all this is kind of happening because of me. Can we possibly change it so that that they never knew, or that it never happened?" And Strange goes, "Well,
And
even if I wanted to, I don't have the time stone anymore." And then he remembers, "Oh wait, we have a forgetting spell."
I'm forgetting a spell. How convenient.
And Wong goes like, "That's too
Mm,
dangerous." And then
dangerous.
to rebut Strange says that that spell has been used for less.
That's not better. That doesn't
And
help,
he goes,
Strange.
"Oh, do you remember the party at Carmartage?" And Wong goes, "No." And he goes, "Well, there you go." And then he also says, "Hasn't this kid been through enough? Can't we just help after everything we've been through? Can we just help him?" And Wong's like, "Just don't involve me." And then he leaves. And
That
so
was
Strange goes to help Peter,
ah.
which
I don't think Wong.
was
Well, I guess I can get into Wong. I don't think he would do that. He wouldn't just be like, "Don't get me involved." He would just be like, "No, don't do it." In fact, I'm gonna stay here. Don't do it.
just don't
No,
do it.
don't do it. Doesn't do it. Wong would stay. He would be like, "No, you're good. No, don't do it. I just told you not to fucking do it, Strange." And of course, there's the case of Strange that Strange wouldn't do it either.
I mean, I don't think he wouldn't do it, because I do think he would be like, "Okay, after everything we've been through, and I know I can do this safely."
I don't know, man. The same guy who said that he would let Peter and Tony die if it came down to
He
the
did. He did
to
let
the
Tony.
time stone.
He did let Tony die. Let Tony and Peter die when it came down
Yeah,
to it.
the guy who said that to help Peter with
hey,
this, I
hey,
don't know.
hey! He was a man of his word.
He is a man of his word.
Um, I figured it seemed like, yeah, like after everything I put this kid through, I'll help him. I'll help him.
Everything he put him through, I don't even
And
think
even
he admits to that.
and even no, he doesn't. But it also was probably like a "you caught me on a good day" kind of thing. You caught me on a good day,
Hmm.
and so he helps him.
Caught him in a good day. I'm trying to stop this about this little part, but it just feels very out of character for him.
Yeah, he.
Like,
Mhm.
especially considering how well the convenient forgetting spell is dumb. It's dumb by on its own, but having everyone in the world forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man is not a minor thing.
No, it's not.
Even if you did it for minor things back then, this is not a minor thing. There are consequences to this. Even excluding the
And also,
the
we should
consequences that
also
do happen.
we should also ask this question: Does is the parameters of the spell specifically the entire world? Because Strange does say that he used it on a party.
Yeah.
So does it have to be the entire world, or does it just have to be New York City?
I mean, if
I mean, in this
well, if
case, it has to be the world,
yeah, I was gonna say
but
because if the world knows New York does, and New York is gonna learn regardless of
yeah,
you know, gonna learn.
it's not like he was asking for the universe to forget who he is, but
Not like the universe knows.
not like the universe knows. But yeah, it's just a weird like inconsistency and like just like I don't even remember what I said. I had like a pretty good word for it. I don't even remember. Um, what was the phrase I used? Severe negligence that was just like weird. It was like, what do you mean? What do you mean
Yeah.
we're doing this? But we
Yeah,
started.
I think it
Mhm.
kind of falls apart there, but thankfully it picks itself back up.
Yeah, well, it started to get weird for me because
Not
they go to
instantly, mind
start the
you.
spell. He asked Peter, "Hey, are you ready?" Peter, without knowing what the spell is, right? He just
Mhm.
goes, "Yeah, I'm ready." And then he goes, "Nice knowing you, Spider Man." And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "Well, the entire world is going to forget that you were Spider Man, including me." Which, question:
That's a little dumb. Like, wouldn't
if
Strange,
Strange forgets, how does Peter get out of the situation? Does
huh?
Strange just kick his ass out, send him to the mirror dimension?
Hmm?
If Strange forgets that he's Spider Man, what the fuck happens there?
Like, can
Strange is like, "What are you
Strange?
doing here?" Sling ring his ass out.
It's actually
Like,
a little silly. Wait, think about it now. Wouldn't Strange make it so he knows that he's Spider-Man?
I don't know.
Like that may be really fucking important, right?
I
For
guess.
for him to be like, okay, the rest of the world, but I'm gonna know because I did it,
Yeah.
so I'd have to know.
But we don't even get to that because Peter, being Peter, starts going, "Wait, I mean, I, even my girlfriend should know." And I liked that Doctor Strange line. I don't know. Does she like you because you're Spider Man, or that was a good one. And Peter's like, "I don't know." And he goes, "Okay, the entire world will forget you're Spider Man except for your girlfriend." And then Peter goes, "Oh, but wait, Ned's my best friend. Oh, my Aunt May, she should really know. I don't want to put
Wait,
her through
Happy.
that
Oh
again.
God.
Oh God, Happy. What do you mean, Happy? I mean, I guess Happy's important
You
to
see
Peter.
Strange just getting really fucking irritated. Like, what the? Hmm?
I mean, I guess Happy is very important to Peter.
Happy's really important to Peter. Yes, of course. He's the
He's like the
kind of
surrogate dad, yeah. After Tony was gone, but
you go first. Yeah, and not only that, he's like someone who knew Tony
who
too.
know Tony, who Tootie, who knew Tony, Tony, Tony Stark.
Tony Stark. Hey, Tony Stark, are you
I'm glad he cut out there.
okay? Yeah, he will also be important.
Yeah,
You you see Strange getting fucking irritated. Like, ugh,
yeah, and he's like, just shut up, just shut up. And then he
stop
sees that the
talking.
Strange is starting to. He starts that the spell is starting to go crazy. It's breaking. It's getting bad. And Peter goes, basically everyone who didn't already know I was Spider Man has to forget.
And that fucks the spell up.
And that fucks the spell up. It also creates a very interesting reasoning for me to point out plot holes.
Aha.
So he says that Strange gets super upset at this point. He's like, "You messed with the spell 5 times. And it got so
Well,
out of hand, I had to stop it and trap it. Because if that would have gotten loose, crazy shit would have happened. And I don't know enough about it to even start with that." Which makes me go, "Why even do it in the first place?"
mm-hmm.
But it's all right. Without this happening, we don't get a movie. And then
Let's just do something else.
Peter, oh yeah, Doctor Strange goes like, "I'm sorry about you guys not getting into college. If you try it again and it didn't work, that's I'm sorry. There's just nothing I can do." And Peter goes,
I can call.
"Wait, I can call?" And Strange is like,
Are you shitting me? Are you fucking
"You
shitting me?
had me try to make the entire world forget you were Spider Man, and you didn't go call back?" And Peter's like, "Well, when you put it like that," and then it's like a smash cut to him just getting kicked out, which was pretty funny. And then he calls Flash, and Flash tells him that, yeah, there's a lady here you can talk to about readmissions and talk to her. And he goes, "Oh, okay, where is she?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, she's leaving for a flight." And so he goes to the George Washington Bridge, all nicely
Was it
suited.
the George Washington Bridge?
Yeah, it is the George Washington Bridge. Yeah.
Or like on the way to it,
No, no, no.
so it's the highway.
That is the George Washington Bridge. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um, so they go there. He goes to talk to the admissions lady, and then his spider sense, or I'm sorry, his Peter tingle, his spider sense starts tingling. And which, first of all, that is a cool way to do spider sense. Having like the sound dissipate in the entire like the whole scene, and all you hear is
Yeah.
just Kim kind of like sensing it. I think they did a really good job with the spider sense in this movie. There's a great scene with it towards the end of the second act, which we will get to. Um, where and in the bridge scene, he's like just looking around, and he senses something's wrong, and so he jumps up on the car instinctively just to get like a better look, and then Doc Ock shows up, and
Oh
I think right when he showed up, we both looked at each other, went, "Hell yeah!"
yeah, and his theme song plays. We were
It
like,
was such a good like way to reintroduce the character. I was like,
yeah.
it felt like he just stepped right back in from that movie. And yeah, Alfred
Oh,
Molina,
yeah.
he did not miss a beat, did he? He
Oh.
he was just like through and through the same guy he was in all the way back in 2004.
Well, he
The same guy.
raged a lot more here. I don't know. He was like a lot more
He was a lot
impatient
more
towards,
angry and a lot more impatient.
a lot
But
more bitter. I guess that happens when you find out you're almost near death.
yeah, or you were literally right about to die.
Which is
But
strange. He wasn't wet. Remember when he was like really wet
yeah.
after? But
It's whatever.
it's whatever.
It's whatever. But he shows up. We get that really cool fight with him and Peter on the bridge.
Thrilling. Made better by the
Really,
fact that he didn't punch him. Like
no.
Spider-Man didn't try to punch him.
And I loved when he
Yeah.
pulled out the Iron Spider arms, and then there's just this great shot of like Doc throwing out his arms, Peter trying to counter and block the arms and throwing back, and it was just such a cool shot.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, that's cool, that's creative, that's different.
I guess we have competition.
That was a
So
good
we have
line too. It's like,
competition.
I guess we have competition, and it also like the way he just started going with his. Also, we can't forget the first thing he says is "Hello, Peter," and the next thing,
I'll be there.
"The power of the sun in the palm of my hand." It's the next thing he says, and
I forgot. I forgot,
there's quite a bit of that
forgot
in
to
this
follow up.
movie, where
Him saying it fucking twice. The
he says
power
it.
of the
He
sun.
says it twice in the
Palm of
movie,
my hand.
and then
Not what? Not anymore.
there's also just a couple other lines that are redone from the old movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fight is great. When Doc actually pulls out the blade that was in the arms, and he tries to shoot it at Peter, the nanotech suit you know, re um actually no missed a part. Doc's arms are strong enough to pull out the nanotech in the armor in the Iron Spider
Yeah.
suit, and it infuses with his arms. And it's a
Which I
really
thought
really
was
cool.
at first I thought was really dumb that
I
it
thought
could
that
just do
was
that, but then it turns out it was Peter just doing it himself.
yeah. It goes on. It looks really cool. It's a really cool shot. And then when he pulls out the blade to
Goes
go
on.
stab
Yes.
Peter, he redirects the suit to cover him, and that's when Doc Ock goes, "You're not Peter Parker." And then he starts like going nuts. He's like, "Wait, what is going on? Where am
What?
I?"
What you talking about?
And so Peter uses the bracelet on the Iron Spider armor to sync Bluetooth with the rest of the armor, and he control the arms,
He's having fun with doing it.
which that would have helped out a long time ago, wouldn't have it? With the Stark drones from Far From Home, the barf.
Yeah, but he didn't bring the Iron Spider suit with him.
Ah,
Ah. Yeah, but he didn't bring the suit with him, right? So
no, he didn't. You're right. Damn.
yeah,
Would have been helpful though, wouldn't it?
would have been very helpful. Would have been very helpful.
But then there wouldn't have been a third act.
is true. I mean, I just wouldn't have. Well, naturally, I just wouldn't have it do that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what you gonna do?
But yeah, he takes control of the arms. He locks Doc Ock up.
Oh, holy shit! This is really brief,
Well,
but
I
I just
was
thought of
just
the.
gonna
I just,
get to. Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
it wasn't that. As actually related to Homecoming.
Mhm.
Um, in Homecoming, you know how we saw the Iron Spider suit in there.
Yes.
Do you think it was nanotech at that point?
Legit, I don't even know.
Because Iron Man at that point didn't have nanotech on him,
No,
so curious.
but it was nanotech in Infinity
Infinity War.
War. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just very curious on that.
Yeah. Eh,
I'm
it be
sick
what
of
it be.
nanotech, bro. Get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm sick of that suit.
Well, hey, congratulations.
Yeah. I got to see a part of it ripped apart.
And then, well, it's okay. You got it. They got remade
Redistributed.
it
Yeah,
after
it
that
got
somehow.
redistributed. Yeah.
Mm. It
Any
looked better after
yeah,
that, you know.
yeah. Yeah. That fight finishes and then Norman Osborn just shows up. Green Goblin shows up. We get his theme played too. The only
He's
time it's
just
played in the
there.
entire movie. He's just there, and then he charges at Peter and Octavius. But we have to make the distinction that Otto immediately goes, Norman?
Norman or
Osborn?
Osborn. Yeah,
Osborn?
Osborn.
And Peter's like, wait, you know him? And then Strange just teleports them out.
Which I was curious about at first when I thought, oh wait, the fucking news existed back in 2004.
Yeah, I
Of
was like,
course,
wait, yeah, no, of course they would. Yeah, of course they would know.
the news. Hello, fucking.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
he knew
yeah,
him at that point.
hello.
You can totally infer that.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah. Peter gets brought back by Doctor Strange to the sanctum, and Doc is locked up in the the like little screen, and Doctor Strange has blood all over him, and he's like,
My God.
when you messed up that spell, it brought visitors from the multiverse, from every dimension that knows that Peter Parker is Spider Man.
The multiverse is real.
He's like, the multiverse is real, and then this is when Doc Ock starts getting pissed. He's like, "What is going on? Can you all shut up and tell me what's going on?" And because he doesn't believe in magic, he's like, "Magic? What? Wizards? What are you talking about?"
That at his birthday party.
Yeah, and so
Fascinating.
we get the reveal that Strange is like, "When this started, I found this guy in the sewers, and we see the lizard."
It's also just really funny knowing that the lizard almost kicked Doctor Strange's ass.
Yeah, that is kind of
Almost,
funny,
almost fucked him up.
but um, the lizard is voiced by Reese Ifans, or is it Efans? I don't even know. The guy who played him in The Amazing Spider-Man, but he's only just
Not,
doing
not.
he's only doing the voice.
It wasn't the same voice though.
It
Like,
was definitely his voice, but he wasn't. They weren't adding like the modifiers that they did in Amazing Spider-Man, like to make it sound deeper. So it's
holy
just
shit,
his voice.
dude, I just got the weirdest sense of deja vu. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
God, I hate that.
Yeah, no, I hate it
Driving,
when it happens.
driving me nuts. Fuck.
I hate the deja vu, man.
Hmm.
It's such an annoyance.
I've been here before. What am I doing? No.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean I've been here before? What are you talking about? Yeah.
You haven't. No. Anyway, to it. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, where were we? Yeah. Okay. This is when Doctor Strange is like, okay, there's more of them out there. You gotta go find them.
Yeah.
And Pete's like, okay, I will. This is my mess. I'm gonna fix it. I need help.
But let's forget he gave him this neat little gauntlet that
Oh, the Doctor Strange gauntlet that helps him bring him to the other, yeah, to the
yeah, to the
place.
cells and the underground place.
Mm.
So that's neat.
He's okay. I need help. And Strange's like, okay. And then MJ and Ned show up to go help Peter catch some multiverse men.
Yeah.
And so the first one they go for is Green
But
Goblin.
I mean, do you want to mention the kind of dumb back and forth between MJ and Doctor Strange? The
Not really. The
Scooby Doo this shit.
Scooby Doo this shit.
I thought that was
Uh,
really dumb because
eh.
it's whatever. He would just tell him to fucking do it. He wouldn't say please. Whatever. Not no biggie. No biggie.
Yeah. The first one they go after
And
is
then
they want to go after is the Green Goblin, who is, they
yeah,
are
the
told is Norman Osborn, who was a brilliant scientist, who then became. What did they say? What did he say? Otto says like he was greedy.
you're either looking at a dead man
Yeah,
or a ghost.
and he's like, but that's definitely not him. And they're like, why? Like, what do you mean? And he
He's
goes,
dead.
because he's dead. So you're either like, what is he? You're either chasing. It's either not him
He
or
said
you're
ghost. I
chasing a
don't remember
ghost.
what the rest was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was something like you're either chasing it, or you're chasing a dead man, or you're flying out into the darkness to fight ghosts. And so Peter's like,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, they some kind of
And so they're
signal,
gonna look for
and
um they're gonna look for Osborn, which we should probably mention that at the beginning of the movie we get a detail that the suit, Peter's suit, was covered in like some
green goo.
green like slime that he can't get off.
Yeah,
The whole movie he's trying to get it off the suit.
I
But
can't get it
because he can't
off.
get it off, he looks at like the inside material of the suit and goes, "Oh, that could work." And so
That must feel really
he flips this.
uncomfortable
It
still.
must have been very uncomfortable, but he flipped the suit inside out so he could wear it. And then he
Yeah.
also tapes his phone to the suit so that MJ and Ned can see what he's seeing.
Mhm. Which
Now
makes you
here's a
wonder
weird detail.
what happened to his other two suits, the Spider Monkey suit and his old
Oh,
classic black and
the night monkey suit.
yeah, Night Monkey and red and blue.
I don't
What happened
know.
to that?
I
Strange.
don't
I do
know.
miss the red. I miss the red and blue.
Yeah, yeah. Here's
Whatever.
a
No time
detail.
to get it really, so
They
it's
were
fine.
they were looking for Goblin. Did I miss any detail that said why they needed to go to some random ass dink of the woods?
Because I think that's what they were. I think that's what they thought he was.
Because they said that somebody saw him around like a city.
Was
Then
it?
they go to just the middle of nowhere, a power plant or
I don't
whatever.
remember.
I don't remember that line of dialogue went by really fast. It's why I want to
They did
rewatch the
say
movie
that
again because I want to like catch some of the stuff I missed.
whatever called land being was it. They saw some flying monster in the sky.
Yeah,
That's all I recall.
it was a green monster in the sky.
But they weren't referring to Electro.
No,
That's
they
for
were not.
sure.
They were referring to Green Goblin. So why they went there, I don't know. But
Wait, where even was that? That's a real question.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's in
Like
New York,
how did they get
but
there? It's definitely like upstate New York.
yeah.
Yeah, he goes up that way, and so
Wait, hold on. Before
hmm,
that little scene right there, that is technically a level in Shattered Dimensions
hmm.
where you fight Electro. You
Oh, I
swing out
caught a
into the woods.
I caught a detail that I think was both in Homecoming and in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where Peter goes, "Oh, I could go to this place. They have crime there, right?"
Uh,
He says this
England,
is both in Andrew Spider-Man says England in Spider-Man 2, and then in Homecoming they talk about Maine or Washington.
Boston.
No, Homecoming they talk about Washington,
Oh,
or
oh,
it's either
okay.
Washington or Maine, and they go, they have crime there, right? And in this one they make a Boston joke where
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, they have crime in
Oh,
Boston, right? And Ned goes, wicked crime.
wicked crime. Oh,
I was like, oh,
I, oh, thanks.
damn, as Bostonians, damn.
No, that's fine. It's fine. It's true.
Uh, Yeah. Actually, I'm not technically a Bostonian. I'm not from Boston, but
You're from
yeah,
Massachusetts. Fine.
I'm a Massachusetts motherfucker. Actually, no, it wouldn't be motherfucker. It'd be motherfucker.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah. Wicked pisser. Yeah. Uh, Pete just kind of goes to this place, and then it's dark. He kind of can't see where he is. He doesn't. But then he gets his Peter tingle, and Electro forms behind him. Pretty cool shot.
And
And
then we
so,
got the very brief
whoa, okay.
bum.
Yeah, Peter goes to shoot the thing at him. It passes right through him. You get a really quick shot of him looking, and then you go the exact cue
Yeah.
from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Really brief, but
Really brief, but it took me so out of it. I just looked at you and went, "Huh? Like you see this shit?"
yeah. I hate this song.
Down, 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 down.
No.
We get a quick little fight with them, but then Sandman shows up.
That took me out. Where the
That
fuck did you come
How
from?
did you come from? Where is the sand?
Also, with some really terrible dialogue. Peter, it's me, Marco.
Peter, and voiced by Thomas Hayden Church.
What's it?
Yeah, it was voiced by him. Was
Okay.
made to look like him, but he sure wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
He was like, Peter, it's me, Flint Marco. What's
Marco.
going on?
It was so bad. I
And
thought it was nuts
and
to go seeing that.
Peter's like, I'm not your Peter. You can help out, right? He was like, yeah, sure, I can help out because Sandman wasn't really a bad guy in Spider-Man 3. He's just had some awful luck.
Yeah.
But he's willing to help him because he thinks, he's Spider-Man. He's a good guy. Until they stop Electro. He gets his human body again, and Electro, having uh, kind of experienced that different power that the
Yeah.
MCU gives him, he's like, I want more. Like I like that because that does stay consistent with him in Amazing Spider-Man 2, where it's like, ooh, this power, I like it.
Yeah.
And when Peter sends Electro out,
Then we see him
Sandman's like,
be fucking
wait.
naked.
It's like, Sandman's like, what? Wait, what? Wait, what'd you do? Did you kill him? And Pete's like, no. And he's like, you gotta just trust me. He's like, I don't trust you.
No, come down, please. Slow it up.
It's like, wait, where am I? What are you doing? Wait, why do you need what? I don't trust you. Get me out of here. I'm pulling out the fist. And then they get sent back.
Yeah. Well, tell me, did you find it quite jarring that Electro was just Jamie Foxx
Yeah,
acting as
it
Jamie
was just a
Foxx?
little weird.
Yeah,
It was weird. It
it's
also
weird. I mean,
doesn't make sense he's there in the first place
yeah.
because, as the spell dictated, only those who already knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man was allowed to not forget.
Oh
So
man,
that
so
stays consistent. Doc
fucking
Ock,
Venom.
Doc Ock, there actually is an explanation that I had to remember. I had to had to have it said to me, or like said in a video that led to Venom Let There Be an actual line of dialogue from Venom Let There Be Carnage that actually explains this.
Okay.
We'll get to it when we get to the Venom scene.
Oh, I. All right.
But Doc Ock and Norman, they found out he found out he was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Sandman found out. Lizard found out very fast. like incredibly fast, but that's because he was stupid.
You know who else found out?
Uh,
Venom from Spider-Man 3.
yes,
Why wasn't he here?
because would you want Topher Grace back?
Oh, I mean, not really, but you can work around that.
Um,
I reckon a lot of people would.
I don't.
I reckon. I reckon.
I don't. I mean, I want to see Topher Grace in more movies, but I don't want him as
Yeah.
Venom back.
You might be better in this one, okay? People make mistakes.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx was a lot better in this one. He wasn't
Yeah.
blue. And also,
Mhm.
Lizard makes a comment to Max. He's like, "Wait, didn't you have like, chipped teeth and a comb over?"
No, I don't know how he knows that.
Uh,
What, like, was there news in prison? I
uh,
guess.
I I guess they knew each other because they worked
Oh,
together at
I guess.
Oscorp. So I guess they knew each other, or at least Connors knew of
Yes.
him. Uh, and Max has insight to the villains. He goes, "Okay, I know what happened to you." Here's another thing, though. In the trailer, they have the line of dialogue where Doctor Strange goes, "They all die fighting Spider-Man." But in this, it's only some of them that die.
Yeah.
So the line is changed to, "They died fighting Spider-Man, not all of them." Like specifically talking about the ones who did die.
Yeah.
They died fighting Spider-Man.
I don't
Which
know.
I'm
I
glad
guess.
I'm glad they changed that from the trailer because that would have very much pissed me off.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have all the villains in the cells talking to each other. At least for now, until Peter gets a call from Aunt May that, oh wait, did we
Yeah, we
skipped
skipped. I think we
we
skipped the
skipped
part.
Goblin because that scene
Yeah.
is so out of place in the entire movie. By the way, it just cuts to him.
Mhm.
There's no reveal of his face. It just cuts and there's his face.
Well, who's it gonna be a reveal for? We know who he is.
Right, but they should have had like a scene where it's like, okay, like let's move like pull, you know, tilt up to really reveal. Okay, there's his face. There's the helmet. Now continue the scene. But no, they
I
just
mean,
kind of cut and there's his
you're
face.
you're you're saying reveal like that. Reveal implies that we don't know the surprise until it gets revealed
Right,
to
but
us.
it's Willem Dafoe.
But like,
It's Willem Dafoe. You got
yeah.
to reveal. If Doc can get a reveal, if Lizard can get a reveal, if Electro can get a reveal, if Sandman can get a reveal, Willem Dafoe can get a reveal.
Well, you technically already did. Well, no, well, the Goblin got a
The
reveal.
Goblin got
To
a
be
reveal.
exact.
The Goblin got a reveal. But yeah,
So I guess they would have been really rid of it, rid of it to do it again.
they did
But
it for every single character. They really couldn't have spared it for one more.
a second time for him.
I mean, there's Norman and the Goblin, so it's
Yes.
very distinct in this movie.
I guess it would be more in tone to say that Norman is a lot more pathetic compared to the Goblin's high and mighty
Yeah, he
king.
seemed way more pathetic in this movie than he did in
Well,
Spider-Man 1.
gave him, let me pull out a meme. Ha 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 ha. I was acting, or was I?
Mm,
That's him in this movie.
that
That's
is
him.
really him in this movie. But uh I guess we should probably say Willem Dafoe is like amazing in this.
As
Like
always.
he usually is, but he might have been better in this movie than he was in Spider-Man 1.
It must have been because he must have seen all the memes and embraced the fuck out of it.
He actually said he was actually asked that in an interview, and he said that he tried to stay away from that.
The memes?
Yeah, he doesn't really like, I guess, going on the internet. So he's aware of it, but he's like, I want to keep myself out of that. But he
Watch
said
it.
when he was doing this one, he he said he felt like it was like riding a bike to kind of get back to that character.
Yeah. That
Clearly,
was
because
easy.
he's playing it the same way he always did, but he played it like more tortured. If like he seemed way more like
Well, it's kind of
just
nuts.
like kind
He
of like
looks the same too
lost and
after
crazy.
20.
Like the poor guy just needed some help.
Man, no, notice how similar he looks from
Hmm?
almost 20 years ago. Looks the same.
Yeah,
Willem Dafoe looks the same as he did
yeah.
almost 20 years ago.
They definitely did some de aging on them.
Maybe.
I try to make them look younger, specifically Willem and Alfred Molina,
Well,
but
them being like two people, I guess.
two people.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, they sure didn't do any de aging on someone else, but we'll talk about it. Uh, but there's a reason to it. Yeah.
Someone else was
Peter,
someone else
Jesus.
wasn't even there.
Yeah, two people weren't even there. Yeah. Yeah. Norman is kind of like fed up with the goblin and destroys the mask. And so he runs, and China's like, okay, I don't know where else to go. And he goes to Feast. And there's a scene of Aunt May and Norman talking to each other. And Norman's kind of
Mm-hmm.
explaining, it's like, I don't know where I am. Like, I don't have, Oscorp doesn't exist. My son doesn't exist. And
Well, your son's we don't talk about your son.
which, yeah, I want to actually talk about something that I don't know if I missed, but I did see that there was a picture of uh, tags that had Harry Osborn and Gwen Stacy's name on it.
What?
Yeah. So those are probably fake now that I've seen the movie, but
Probably. Yes, indeed.
like I want to find that image again because like it's there, but like
Don't know.
I want to
Could be
find the
deleted.
specific I want to find that specific scene because or that specific picture because it sure isn't like sorry, I'm sure that was actually came up the
I was gonna
recording.
say, don't know, because that could actually be like maybe the setup for the new trilogy.
I guess, yeah, but I'll try to find the picture. But like now that I've seen the movie, it's like it's just not there. And I didn't know if that was because that was another picture that I saw. And I was like, fuck, I wish I could have seen that in the movie. And now I just don't see it. So
It's probably just not there.
I guess it just wasn't there.
It's fake.
But yeah,
It's fake.
I guess it's just fake. Like, I don't, I don't know. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
that
because they show specific like faces of Gwen and Harry.
do you recognize the actors?
It looks like Dove Cameron and Timothy Chalamet.
Mhm.
Now, we both went to the bathroom when the credits rolled, so I didn't see their names. But it's still like I feel like if that's real, we missed something. Cause like I don't know.
Well, encourage me to watch it again. There you go.
Yeah, it's encouraging me to watch it again. Uh, but yeah, they kind of talk, and then Peter takes him to the or Norman to
Should we, I guess, discuss the dialogue in there? It's pretty important.
yeah, we can talk about that dialogue. While I'm trying to find this picture, you can talk about it.
Well, it was rather brief, but Peter, he doesn't he basically doesn't trust this
Mm-hmm.
Norman person, considering that a few of them just try to fucking kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he says, "Yeah, we gotta get them back. They're not our responsibility." And May is like, "No, no, no, no. That's not. We don't do that.
Hmm.
That's not who you are." Does she say with great power comes great responsibility in there?
Not there.
Not there. It
Mm-hmm.
was later on, I guess.
Yeah, it was later on.
I forgot we got to establish the fact that Peter and May now live in Happy's apartment.
Condo.
Yeah, his condo,
Yeah.
because that is indeed going to be important later on.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's that. Yeah, but like May convinces Peter into basically helping Norman more than anything, stuff like that, or tries to convince him, but she says, "No, this is for the better. Trust me, May." Then they take him over to the Santa Santorium underground place there. Puts him that puts him there. And Norman sees all the villains are very fascinated with everything. Like he says, fascinating. And then he sees Octavius. They're both very shocked to see each other. And that's where they all get a major fucking bombshell on a few of them dying. It, it's actually kind of a funny discussion between some of them.
Yeah.
I say like it's especially funny with Electro commenting on it. He's great. I like Electro a lot.
Yeah,
It
he
doesn't
because it was just Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, he doesn't make much sense, but it was very funny just seeing him there and reacting to everything. He was
Yeah. It
reminded me
was
a lot
cool to
of
see him get a second shot at the
yeah,
character.
reminded me a lot of him in Baby Driver.
Mm. He was just being like a smart ass.
Hmm.
Yes. So some people are saying that this comes from the Korean and Indian versions of the movie. Um, some are saying it's real, some are saying it's not because we saw the movie. It wasn't there. Because it's three tags that say Empire State
I don't know.
University, and one of them says um, Harry Osborn, the other says Gwen Stacy, the other says Peter Parker. Like, I mean, it could be a really good fake,
Well then,
but I don't know because the lettering, the subtitle that's on the screen is definitely not Korean or Indian. It looks like Japanese. But they're saying it's one that's in Korea and
I see.
India. So I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, you got to yeah. They're all in the sanctum talking about how they're gonna die, and I Sandman actually tells Otto and Norman that they're gonna die because Sandman's the
Yeah.
only one that knows that Otto's gonna die,
Hmm.
and so uh, Peter's like, "Wait, they're all just gonna die? We're just sending them to die?" And
Yeah.
Strange is like,
That's
"Yes, if we keep they're a threat to our they're a threat to our universe. If we keep them here, they're just going to cause more problems,
yeah, and that's their fate.
and it's their fate. You can't change that." And Peter's like, "Well," and Peter has a great line where he goes, "Have a heart, Strange. Like, isn't it cruel to just send them to die,
Yeah.
even though it makes sense?" But it's
Hmm.
still just like it's in Peter's character to be like, "Wait, no. Why let them if they can have a second chance,
And it's
why
in
just send
Peter's
them to
character,
die?" It's in
and
his
it's also
character
in
to
Strange's
care,
character to do that, and it's also in Strange's character to do that.
to not care.
Little, little bit of no, not really to not care. He cares about the fact that he's killing them, but it's like not
Yeah,
a concern. It's their fate.
it's not a question of whether he should or shouldn't do it. It's not a question
Yeah,
for Strange, and he
kind of has to
even like
happen.
levels to him and he goes like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah. So hey, a little bit of a fix from the first couple of minutes of the film.
Yeah,
Good job.
and then Peter takes the box which Strange used to trap the spell, and so that he can
Yep.
contain it and get it ready for when they need to go back home.
Peter uses the gauntlet to lock him up in a cell to slow him down.
Yeah,
Right next to Sandman, was it?
yeah, right next to Sandman.
Yeah, he just fucking walks through like, ah,
And
Jesus
Strange is like,
Christ.
"This is why I don't have kids." And um, then we get the like
a
second coolest fight in the movie,
it's not a
and
fight. It's an act. It's
it's
a
like a full on chase scene.
yeah.
It's
It's
Doctor
pretty great.
Strange versus Spider Man, and talk about milking everything for its worth. That scene was amazing.
It was.
It was so good, so well done. The music and the effects and the composition of the shots was just like, oh, it was so cool, so well done.
We gotta take up with the part where
He
well, I know you
sends
were
him
gonna
to the
mention
mirror
it, but
dimension. Oh, right, no. So Doctor Strange knocks him out of Peter out of his physical form into his astral form, and
Mhm.
Peter's like, "Whoa, this is super cool. What's going on?" Peter's still holding on, his physical body's still holding onto the box, and Doctor Strange's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna take the box." And Peter's arm keeps moving while Strange is trying to grab it. And he's like, what are you doing? What how's this happening?" And I don't know, Stephen. I don't know.
it was probably the spider sense.
I'm gonna have to watch a video on that because
I'm pretty sure it's the
it's
spider
probably
sense.
spider sense, but I feel like there's
His
probably a bigger reason other than
I guess
spider sense.
his body acting naturally to danger.
Yeah,
Probably it. Spider
I
sense.
guess yeah, because that is how the
Like
spider sense works.
what was the
It
explanation
only
of
works to danger.
remember Infinity War where he felt himself being close to death because of the spider sense?
Yeah.
That was the explanation.
The
I
explanation
was
was that it kept them alive. The spider sense kept them alive longer than everyone else
alive longer. He felt it too.
because
Well, honest,
he knew. You know.
this hurts. Oh man.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was so great.
Yeah. And then that fight is really fun. And then we get a conversation between them where Strange is like he sends him to the mirror dimension. They have a conversation on the train where he's like, you can't change their fate. You can't change their fate just like how you can't change who they are. And Peter's like, well, we gotta try. We gotta try to, make them better. And Strange is like, well, even if you try, like, you can't keep, the longer you keep them here, the worse this gets, right? And Pete's like, I still gotta try. And so they continue to have a fight uh, in the mirror dimension, and Strange starts to fuck him up a little bit. And he gets the box, and he's about to leave, and Peter's like, wait, everything's like a specific shape. This is just geometry.
Well, yeah, geometry. That was it.
He's like, yeah, this is all specific shapes. This is just geometry. I love geometry. I love math. And so
Well, you're great. He
he
says you're
starts
great
to
at math.
he starts to like figure out. It's like he starts doing math equations. He's like getting it ready to stop Strange, and he stops Strange like actually. And he goes,
Yeah.
"You know what's better than magic? Math." And I was like, he would say that.
You whipped them up real good.
He'd web them up real good. He took his sling ring too, which
Yeah.
was smart.
Yeah.
Which was smart to take the sling ring. And then he leaves Strange there. And then Strange is
I'll be
gone
frank.
for the rest of this movie.
I literally. I'll be frank. I literally did forget the fact that your original Doctor
You did
Strange and
you
overall.
you
I forgot.
cut off. You cut off.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
I
didn't.
forgot. Yeah, I forgot that it was the ring back then that actually made the portal
Yeah, the ring makes the portal. Yeah, the sling ring is what
instead
makes
of
that
the
happen. Yeah.
sorcerers themselves. I
Yep.
did forget that, so that's why I was confused. Yeah,
Oh,
which is
is
weird. Wouldn't it
that
be handy
why
to learn?
you've? Hmm.
Wouldn't it be handy to learn that skill?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the
I
wizarding
mean,
world of the movie universe, who wouldn't
it took
I guess
Strange a
it'd
while
be
because he
neat
wasn't
for them to
believing
learn
in
it
it.
if it's possible.
It only took
Yeah,
Strange a while because he didn't believe in it,
no, I'm
and
talking
so
about like
his hand wasn't like he still thought like I can't do this because my hands.
that if that's even possible. Yeah, it's just them learning the magic instead of just having the rings capabilities. I guess
The sling ring.
I don't know.
The
Yeah,
sling
I
ring
thought
was
that would have been
always just for portals.
yeah. Yeah, so I'm saying like wouldn't
Like
like
Strange can still do the magic without The sling ring, it is the sling ring is just what helps him do the portals and some
No,
of the other
I
stuff. Yeah.
understand that. I'm saying like wouldn't the I guess the wizards around their first time coming into this Marvel Universe world, wouldn't they have tried to learn the magic from like without the ring? If that wouldn't have been a thing to learn, but I guess not. It's not an issue. Just a curiosity.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you were telling me that you had issues with Strange getting trapped. Was it just how
Yeah,
long he was there?
12 hours
12
and
hours. Yeah.
yeah, and like what couldn't he just turn the if he's able to turn it back on like on, can he turn it off?
Mm.
Easy as so he would technically just be back in New York.
Oh, we did also forget that the mirror dimension broke while we were in that scene.
Yeah, I mean,
The mirror dimension did
how
break in that scene.
long does it take to fix it?
I
12
don't know.
hours, I guess.
I guess 12 hours. I
All right.
mean, it is a whole dimension.
Mm.
Yeah. Peter beats Doctor Strange, and then he's like, okay, I'm going to save you guys. But if at any point this goes south, I'm going to give this box to Michelle. She will press the button.
Oh, press it.
And she's like, I will press it. I'm going to press it. And they're like, okay, we believe you. And the line that the lizard has, that can't be his girlfriend. That can't be his girlfriend. There's no way. He's like,
Why?
they paid Reese Ifans to say that.
They did. I hope they paid him
I
handsomely
hope
for
they
it.
paid him a lot for it.
Hmm.
They also paid Jamie Foxx to mention D&D. So,
Yeah. See, that's crazy. Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, like even they're doing D&D. Got that. Well, I gave,
This man is petty.
yeah, I gave it D&D, huh?
Hmm.
Get me into it and never do it again. Okay, okay, that's cool. I didn't want to anyway. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Back to the movie. Uh,
Yeah, I bet they're playing D&D. The directors after finishing the movie, just playing D&D all the time after. Yeah, I
oh
bet they're having
boy.
lots of fun.
Yeah.
Lots.
After that, what happens after that? Yeah, they
They
go to
go.
Happy's condo to start
Yep.
working on a way to start helping people,
Yeah.
start
Also,
helping the
Peter
villains.
Peter does tell May about the plan, and
Yes, he does. She's like,
she's pretty cool
okay.
with it.
She's like, I don't care about Happy's condo.
Poor
I
Happy.
just don't. And Happy's condo just conveniently happens to have a Stark workstation.
Yeah, and you
But
can
yeah,
just do anything you want.
yeah. Um, but yeah, Electro sees that there is a arc reactor, and he sees that and goes, That's got my name on it."
Got my
And
name on
then there's a funny joke with Sandman. He sits on the couch and he goes, "Oh, sorry," and he's just trying to
it.
wipe the sand off the couch.
Alright.
Electro like zaps the TV. And lizard. There's a detail that the lizard wanted to stay in the truck.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's part of the plan, the evil plan. He just wanted to send it back into truck, which
And
I don't know why they let him. That's
did
a
they
weird
just
thing.
was it just like they ran out of money to have that many actors in a scene? Was it just COVID? Like they just couldn't have that many people in there?
Oh, again, I don't think so. I think it literally just went with the plan. But the issue being, why did they let him?
Stay in the truck.
Why?
I mean, they
Like
can't
he
just have a
wanted to.
walking dinosaur.
They have a million fucking tentacles and a man with sand, a
But
walking
it's also
sand
just
man.
like it's like an odd detail that said, yeah, he wanted to stay in the truck.
Yeah. But no, you don't let him stay in the truck. That's what I'm saying. He
It's like
could be up to something.
it's
He
like what
is
do
a
you mean?
villain.
What do you mean he wants to stay in the truck?
Oh, but you know what? Maybe it's in character for Peter. Maybe he's being really trusting of the lizard man.
Yeah,
Probably it. Maybe it's not an
maybe I
issue, but
guess. Yeah,
it's weird.
it's just like, damn, he really just wanted to,
But
yeah.
it makes you wonder, did Norman like go over a plan with the lizard? Because as we see later on, he's like, so it begins. Something like that.
Well,
Like there was a
he
plan
did.
all along.
Well, if you remember correctly, Lizard throughout the entire movie is like, this isn't gonna happen. Like this isn't
Yeah,
gonna work out.
he's antagonistic
So that could
toward
have
the whole
been
thing.
what he was meaning by, oh, now it begins.
Oh, I guess so.
Because we also get
Could
the
be it.
joke of Doc Ock going, this kid's gonna kill us all.
That's all.
We're all gonna die.
Well,
And
yeah,
so,
it was bad because the work
yeah. So the first thing that we totally
station burst
we
through
to-
the
we
kitchen.
totally passed
Yeah.
by this. When Peter's going over his plan to like stop to kind of save everybody and fix them, Norm Norman is like, "Oh, science? You know, I'm something of a scientist
I
myself."
just myself.
And you heard the entire audience go, "Ha ha ha." But also that was definitely like he, that was maybe a one step too much. Like,
Depends how they didn't watch the memes, bro.
yeah. They threw that in there because it's the meme, but like,
The memes.
come on, that was a little too much. Like, it's a lot. That reminded me of when I saw Ghostbusters and the movie stopped to have a character go,
No, I'm something
"Who you
of a
gonna
scientist
call?"
myself.
No, that's the thing about Ghostbusters. There's a scene in the new Ghostbusters. There's a scene where the music builds, and the music then stops. There's a zoom in on a dude, and he goes, "Who you gonna call?"
Someone says Ghostbusters?
No,
No. Okay.
he says, "Who you gonna call?" And then it cuts to the girl calling Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, you know what it reminds me of? You will always be scum. Ooh,
Rebel scum.
rebel scum.
And I am all the Sith.
I,
I am all the Jedi.
you like, and
I
I.
am Iron Man. And then
Stop.
I could do this all day.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. It was like, yeah, okay, come on. Oh, and then also the other Ghostbusters. And I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Is there a follow up? It's just
No.
that.
And then the 2016 one where she's talking to her in the car, and he goes, "That's just a class 5 roaming vapor." It's like, I'm not going there. That's big tower. I'm not going, and I ain't afraid of no ghost. And he just drives off.
I see.
That is also a horrible Dan Aykroyd impression, but
They tried, okay? They tried.
I tried. I tried. Yeah. Back to Spider Man. They all go into the apartment, and Norman and Peter are working on something to add to Doc's ship that was fried when he failed the experiment, so that they could restore Octavius's control of the arms. And it works. And when it works, like, Otto was like super thankful. He's like, "Oh, like, thank you, my boy. Like, I truly appreciate it." And then he had his conversation with Norman, and he goes, "Aren't you excited to like have the pieces all back together to be normal again, to be Norman again?"
And then,
And then you
man, if I
caught
were,
this. You caught this. He goes, "Yes,
yeah, this
all
is
together again."
together. Like,
And then
uh,
we were like, "Oh."
uh,
And then I
uh,
thought the movie was gonna draw it out a bit, and then no, they immediately Peter senses that he sensed that the goblin was back,
yeah.
and then the movie like does this long take where it's like completely silent, and everyone's like,
Hmm.
"What's the matter? What's going on? You okay? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Tell us." And this is Peter looking around, and
Wait,
he's like,
let's not forget that Peter put
"Oh,
a
the
thing on
dampener
electric
on
supplies.
Electro,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, we
And
get the joke.
Electro was
The
like,
fun. The joke
he
about
was
the
like panicking.
Legos. He was like, "These your Legos." But yeah, Peter's walking around. He's like super tensed up, and nobody knows why. And then he like instinctively shoots his webs at Norman's hands,
Yeah.
and the goblin is back, baby. And it is Willem Dafoe chewing scenery the way he does. And it's like the inflections, the way he contours his face. It's like, oh, this guy's back. Yeah, and I think he has. Doesn't he have a line there from the original movie? Right? I feel like he has a line. He has a few lines where he just straight out of Spider-Man 1.
I don't remember. Let me watch it again.
Yeah.
So to tell you, I can tell you.
Give me a couple hours.
Give me like 4. So I
Four
can watch it
four and a
twice.
half hours.
Twice in the same day. Don't worry about it. I'll be back. How did you go?
Yeah. Osborn's like, or Goblin is like we don't need to be fixed. Like these are gifts. These aren't
Oh yeah,
curses.
we're gods.
We're gods.
We what was it? We take
Yeah,
something like
something
that.
like we take. Yeah.
That encourages Electro very much so that he takes his dampener out.
Mm-hmm. And he
While
immediately
May
goes
is
for the
running
May's running for the serum,
the box. Oh, the serum. Yeah,
the serum,
yeah.
and Michelle has the box,
Hmm.
and Electro immediately goes for the arc reactor,
Yep.
and he gets it, and now
He
he's
gets.
super powered,
Hmm.
which actually kind of made him a little scary. I was like, wait, how do you deal with him when he's this powerful?
Well, it's better than him being just fucking pure blue
Pure
energy.
energy, yeah, because like he's tangible, but it's like he's incredibly powerful. How do you deal with that? Yeah, he actually he takes out Otto Octavius.
Hmm.
Takes his ass right out.
It's okay. He's alive.
Yeah.
He bails. He goes the fuck out of there. He's a smart man. He's
Yeah.
like, fuck this.
He got he got yeeted out the window and said, "Oh, fuck this."
I'm done. Fuck
And
this.
then the
Bye.
lizard climbs up the building, and we should probably mention that J. Jonah Jameson is there, just getting incriminating
Yeah.
evidence on Spider-Man. He feels
Yeah.
like he feels like an
They set it
afterthought
up.
in this movie. Like, to be
They set
entirely
it up.
honest with you,
They set
they set it up, but it's like so. It's one of those scenes that's like you could have
it
cut
was
it
just a
from the
guy
movie.
outside.
Yeah.
Maybe for like it's better for it to be set up than be not be out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
it's not. It's better for
Like
it to be
where the
set up
fuck
and
did you
not
come
out of
from?
nowhere. But it's
You're
still
coming
one of
from
those
here.
like, oh right, yeah, you are here, kind of things.
Like I don't think it's away from the movie. If you
It
ask me.
doesn't take it away from the movie, but it's just like, I kind of forgot you were here. Yeah.
He
Peter and Norman have a brutal fight.
wasn't as funny as he is in other stuff.
Hmm? Oh, J. Jonah Jameson,
Yeah, that's
J.K.
okay. We have too many stand-ups
He
in this movie.
also
We don't need more.
yeah, just wasn't in the movie enough. He's in there throughout, but he's not in the whole thing.
No more
Yeah,
standouts.
yeah. The fight with Norman and Peter, that was some good shit. Like,
Yeah.
it was brutal.
Like I think
Brutal. It
it's the
was
first time we see Peter go up someone like his own
yeah,
size
his own size and
in
strength.
terms of strength
And
matching up.
also Peter wasn't pulling his punches.
No,
He
and he still got
wasn't.
his ass kicked.
He wasn't. He was beating the shit out of him. Like, well, not
No,
really. It was going back and forth.
Norman was walking. I think Norman was walking it off more than anything else.
Norman
He
was
was like,
walking it off. Didn't he do a suplex on him?
he did a suplex.
He did a suplex on him.
Wait, no.
No, that's at the end. That's at the
Peter,
end.
Peter did a suplex on him. I'm like,
Yeah, but that was at the end. Doesn't Norman do
oh, I'm
something to
sorry.
him that's like a wrestling
No,
move
I
in that
I don't
apartment
recall
and then a condo
because
fight?
they were just going through
Yeah,
fucking building
they were
after
going through
building.
floor after floor after floor, and also that was actually Willem Dafoe doing the
Yeah,
fight, doing the
no,
choreo. I was like,
oh,
okay,
dude,
Willem, all right, you got the
you see,
moves. You got the moves. Which that was actually his
hey,
deal. That was his deal breaker. That's what got him to be in the movie. He's like, I don't want to be in there as a cameo. I want to be there. I want to do the
yeah,
action. And they're like, okay.
okay. Hey, he just doesn't slow you down one bit, Defoe.
And then he just started throwing down.
You throwing hands.
He's like, all right, you throwing hands. All right, I'll pop. was that was a good fight. That was a really good fight. And also, I think that's the only in-camera hand-to-hand fight we've had in this whole trilogy. Because everything else has been like CG fights, but this was like actual like fist fight that was in camera.
Yeah, and
No
you notice how
CGI. No
Tom,
CGI. It was all
yeah,
like
Tom didn't have his mask on,
Tom
or
didn't have
Peter
his
didn't have
mask
his
on the
mask.
whole time. Yeah, Peter. Yeah,
Peter, Peter, Tom, Tom,
Peter
Peter,
Tom, Peter Tom
same shit
Holland
really.
Parker.
Tom Holland, Peter Parker.
Yeah, yeah. Their fight is really good. Um, and then they get knocked to like the bottom floor, the entrance of the building, and
Remember this was what?
yeah, did a little bit. They fight. Osborn has the upper hand. He's beating the
So
shit, pummeling Peter and choking
yeah,
him,
pummeling him, choking him out.
giving him his villain monologue about how weak he is. Oh, yeah, we also missed the line where he's like, "You're struggling to have everything you want, while the world tries to make you choose." Yeah,
Pretty good line.
pretty good
Um,
line.
I should we mention Sandman? How he suddenly just turns
Yeah,
like he just
he
wants to
kind of
go
just turned.
home.
He just wants to go home to his daughter.
Yeah,
But I guess that's like why he's like, I don't want to die. I want to like get to my daughter. That's it.
yeah.
But he also didn't really need to turn.
Like I guess it's a discussion like, well, we gotta wonder what he would do for the better. Like if he helps the bad guys or the good guys,
Mm,
he has to wait for the heroes to cure them so he can go
yeah,
home after that.
yeah.
But if he helps the
Which
villains,
that's another thing. How do you? I mean, we'll talk about this when we get to the finale, I guess more. But the concept of curing the villains, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that because it's in character for Peter to want to do it, but I don't know if I like the actual choice in it working.
it's the fact that it's just so easy for it
It's
to
just
happen.
so easy.
Well, here's what I guess we could infer from it, especially
Like
given who helps
I
him.
get that they did it for Doc Ock because his character was redeemed at the end of
Right.
Spider-Man 2. So that just made sense. I thought it would be a missed opportunity if they didn't do it.
Mhm.
But with the other characters, it was just like, okay,
Okay, can we agree?
how are you gonna redeem the Green Goblin? You don't.
It's not really gonna redeem him. You're kind of just gonna take
How are you
away
gonna
his
cure
strength.
him? Like it's I don't know. That felt like you
Like
don't do that.
cure him. How do you mean? Like take away his powers or his ability or his
Well, we
just
don't
his
even know
character?
what I guess the cure was just getting the goblin out of him, which even then
I
I don't
assume
even
it.
know how
I
that fully
well,
worked.
I assume it's just the powers.
Yeah.
That's a safe bet.
And hopefully the voice inside of his head. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm not fully on board with that.
So one of the of the Goblin Serum that it drives someone crazy.
Hmm?
The effects of the Goblin Serum
Oh, that
that
it
it
just
drives.
drives you insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I guess that would like take away the voice.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, in while uh Goblin is choking out Peter, Aunt May having the thing, knowing that it could work,
Mhm.
decides to try to help
Yep.
and rushes towards the goblin, stabs him in the neck with it, and it doesn't work.
Doesn't work. In fact, I thought I was gonna like make him stronger to make him like a bigger threat.
And he
Like
like it doesn't work, and he immediately goes, "That didn't work."
that didn't work.
And he goes, "He's not the problem. You're the problem. Your ideals are getting into his head, making him think all this. So I just got to take you out." And miraculously, the glider just shows up. Like, because they made
Yeah.
an effort to show us that Goblin put it away, or Norman put it away.
Hmm.
But then it just kind of shows up at the end, and at the end of that scene. And he blasts it through the window,
You can mind control it. I don't know. I don't know
impaling
how it fucking works.
impaling was it? Did it impale her or just like
Mm,
smack her into the wall?
I don't know. I don't know what it
I don't know
fucking
what
did.
it did, but it sure did hurt her a lot, and it looked very bad.
Just tackled her. Like
Tackled her, probably stabbed her because she had blood.
it's fucking dumb
She
because if
was
it stabbed
bleeding.
her, if it stabbed her, then she
Just been stuck on it.
would be ripped in half.
She would have been stuck
Uh,
on the glider if she was stabbed.
yeah, and that momentum would have just fucking ripped her in half. I think it's
Yeah.
really dumb that it's
It
just
probably did
fucking
just
tackled
knock
her.
her. It probably just knocked her into the wall, and then the wall collapsed on her. Because
He's fucking
that's
dead.
we did see it collapse. Either way, she's badly injured. Peter is fucking pissed.
Did she though? At the injured, she should just fucking stands up after that. Oh wait.
Well,
No,
no,
she just after that.
let's not jump ahead.
Yeah,
You
hold
wait
on.
on me
Yeah,
for that. Uh,
that's what I said. Wait.
but
Man,
yeah,
you see, I catch myself before you do.
yeah. Goblin gets the bomb ready. No good deeds go unpunished. Throws it at May. Peter jumps in the way to block it. It explodes. He gets knocked out. A bunch of other shit explodes that Goblin never threw a bomb at. Um, because they wanted a cool explosion shot.
Yeah, so see, this is why I've always said those fucking bombs don't do anything. They never
And
have and they never will.
except for to disintegrate people that one time.
I was gonna say, wait, should have used the disintegration bomb. That would have worked. Like Peter tries to catch it. Oh God, I'm dead because he's just a skeleton.
Yeah.
Movie's over. That's it.
May is badly injured, but she's able to walk.
He just walks it off.
Walk long enough to give the "with great power comes great responsibility" line, which brought up some questions. Because to my previous assumptions, uh, you know, I would have thought Ben would say that to him, which makes me think, did Uncle Ben just kind of die?
Or how about this? There just isn't an Uncle Ben.
Well, that's not fucking true because the suitcase Peter had in Far From Home had the Ben Parker insignia. Like it had BP, Ben Parker. And we know his
Well,
father isn't named Ben Parker.
well, that's also Peter's name, Peter Benjamin Parker.
You're telling me that that suitcase would say BP and not PP?
That's
And
that's probably why they didn't put it like this. It says PP instead of BP.
uh-huh.
That's probably it. But yeah, this literally just gave me the idea that there just is no Uncle Ben. That I think that's really made very clear, or at least a little difficult to swallow
Well, then
given
that
the
makes
end.
a line said later make no sense because they say it a specific way.
Uh, I guess I'd have to know what you mean by that.
Yeah. Well, we're getting very close to that.
Yeah.
So May gives
But
off the great power comes great responsibility line,
I have a
and then she
question.
dies. May dies. And I
Sh-
felt nothing.
I felt nothing either. And
And
it's the thing with that.
I don't know. I think it's because we just didn't see enough of her throughout these movies.
Yeah.
Not
And
enough
then
to
it
get a connection with her,
the-
other than she's pretty.
and I just have a really a question about it. Like those ideals of great power comes great responsibility. That wasn't a thing for her in Homecoming or Far From Home that I can recall, right?
Uh, Far From Home, they definitely started the seeds because she was at Feast, and she seemed to be focusing a lot on helping people after the blip. So that was
What's
definitely
that?
set up.
I mean, what does
It
that have to
just,
do with great power comes great responsibility?
hmm?
Like, what does that have to do with great power comes great responsibility? This should be a good person.
Yeah,
May's a good person. Say that.
I guess. But
But
she
I don't
has
know about
that.
this.
It's funny because Ben's line for Amazing Spider-Man actually fits more here. It's like if you, what was it? If you have the ability to help someone else, you have a moral obligation to do those things, not choice, responsibility.
Mhm.
That actually fits more with this Spider-Man than
I
with
really like.
great power comes great
I like the
responsibility.
way that they said it in the Amazing Spider-Man. It was just really funny.
Yeah,
When you got the power to do things, you have now the
yeah. You now
responsibility.
have the moral obligation to do those
No,
things, not
it's
choice,
just funny
responsibility.
how it's just funny how Ben
They
delivered it.
yeah they forced it in there.
Yeah,
Um,
it was just really cringy. It was really funny too.
no, I liked it.
Responsibility,
I
Peter.
liked it. Having watched it yesterday, yeah, I can say
I
I
know you
liked it.
do. Yes, I know you do.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's okay. I don't like Amazing Spider-Man 2. And don't say no one does.
Hold on, hold on. You said you don't like Amazing Spider-Man 2, or
Mhm.
you don't like Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay. Because that you said, oh, it's okay. I don't think Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's like you also don't like it, or like you don't like the 2 movie.
I don't like the movie with the number 2 in it.
Okay.
Yeah. Um
Yeah,
yeah,
no one does.
Aunt May dies. I felt nothing because she hasn't been too involved in these movies. And of course Peter gets I think what made that scene work
I
was
had a prediction on
was
her dying too. Like it was, I was like,
it was like oh god damn. But it was Peter's reaction where he
yeah,
just couldn't believe it. Um yeah, that definitely
like a reaction.
it hit me and
Asking,
I was
hey,
like,
man, make it
"Oh."
up. Come on, make it up.
He was like, "May, you gotta really gotta get up right now. You gotta get up." And I love the when Happy shows up and all Happy and Peter do is look at each other. And it was like, "Oh, oh no."
You gotta run.
Yeah.
You gotta run.
Damn, I never thought I'd get another emotional scene with Happy. After I'll buy you all the cheeseburgers you want.
Your dad likes cheeseburgers. How about
Man,
your cheeseburgers you want?
that shit still hurts.
Wait, you didn't feel anything in the Farmer Home scene when they
Oh,
just
I know
talked?
I did, but it didn't
Heartless,
hit me as hard as the cheeseburgers.
you heartless fucking monster! How could you?
It didn't hit me the same way.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh, Peter runs off, and we get the scene where he is in the rain, super depressed looking, and J. Jonah Jameson is just tearing into him.
Reminded me of fucking Blade Runner. I mentioned that
Yeah,
too.
you did. You said it's like Blade Runner. Yeah, that
Blade
was
Runner,
quite a shot.
2049, mind you.
Yeah,
But the thing is, it looked too fake. Not in
yeah. It
Blade
definitely
Runner,
looks like it was a green screen.
yeah, it looked really fake. It was nuts.
Yeah,
So what the fuck was he? Was he just in Times Square, just in the big
yeah.
screens?
He was just in Times Square. Yeah, definitely. But
So wait, he went from whatever that place was,
Queens,
from Queens to Times Square, and then back to the
back to
back.
Midtown.
I
I mean, he knows his way around New York.
innocence away. I'm just like wondering like his reasons on why.
I don't know
I
why
mean,
he would go to Times Square, but
yeah, since it
probably
sounds like the last place you want to fucking go
he
to,
probably was like going to Midtown, and then
it's just
all that
ran
started
into.
playing in Times Square, so he just started looking at it. But
I guess so.
yeah, now we go to Ned and MJ, who have heard the news, um, seem very shaken up over it, and MJ goes, "I'm gonna push the button," and Ned's like, "Wait, no," and she's like, "I know Peter told me not to, but I'm gonna do it," and then Ned doing a hand motion. Wait, maybe we should find another way. And then they both see like the of the portal. And she's like, Ned, do that again. And he's like, okay. And he starts doing it.
Hmm.
And then they keep trying. And he's like, I gotta find Peter Parker. And it opens up, and you see a dude in the back.
Yeah, having a
He
very cool Spider-Man outfit. He's very lean.
he turns around.
Turns
He starts
around,
moving forward a little
uh,
fast,
real
and then you
fast.
see the big white eyes. He jumps
Uh,
through, and he pulls off. And at this point, we're losing our minds.
yeah, mind you, a lot of us, you and I, we went. That's Andrew. Oh my God, it's Andrew.
It's like, oh my god, it's Andrew. Oh my god, it's Andrew. He pops in, he jumps in, you see him in the costume.
His
They start
fucking
going like,
mask
ah,
off.
ah, and then he pulls
Oh
off the
my God.
mask, and it was the biggest pop off. Like, ah, oh, Andrew, he's back. He's back. And it was so, and he was having so much fun. He was like,
Mhm.
I'm Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
Uh, I was just in my
Uh,
world, and then now
and that
I'm
scene, and that scene was
here.
so good
It was so
too.
fun. They were like, "You're
Okay,
Peter
call.
Parker."
No,
He's like, "Yeah,
yeah,
but not
yeah,
yours." And he's like, "You're
yours.
Spider Man." He's like, "Yeah, prove it."
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Okay.
He puts his fingers up on the wall to like
Okay.
hold himself up above the ground.
Please have
And,
turned
and
at me.
MJ's like, "It's
Not
not
enough.
enough." And he's like, "What do
Crawl.
you mean it's not enough?" He's like, "I think this isn't
Yeah.
enough." She's like, "Crawl on the wall." He's like, "I'm not gonna crawl on the wall."
On the ceiling. And then
And then
fucking
yeah, and then
Ned's mom or
Ned's
grandmother
mom, yeah, it was Ned's mom.
looks too old to be a mom. I don't know.
I mean, there's some old moms out there.
Okay, might be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might
Well,
be.
she
There are.
she
Yeah.
says, can you get the cobwebs out of the way? Like some like in a really long sentence or whatever
Yeah.
language he was speaking.
I think it was. It could have been. It sounded like an Asian language, but it could have been
No,
Filipino.
it's definitely Asian. Might be Filipino. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it's I
because
assume it's supposed to
he's
they're very tan
well,
but Asian
Jacob
looking.
Batalon is Filipino. So
That
yeah,
might
he's
be
like,
it.
yeah. She's like, can you get the cobwebs off? He's like, oh yeah, yeah, okay.
Okay,
So
sure.
he climbs up and does it. And like, okay, I guess you're Spider Man. And then MJ's like, well, we need to get the real one, the real one, our Peter Parker. And he goes,
And
okay,
did they put
let's
that on
get.
purpose?
They did that on purpose. uh, and Ned's like, okay, we need to get the real Peter Parker. And a portal opens up behind him, and we're just like, come on.
We knew what was gonna
And
happen. Oh
keep in mind,
man.
our theater had a huge pop off for Andrew,
Yeah.
but when Tobey Maguire walked out of that portal, looking that same dopey face he always had, and he just has that
Mm-hmm.
hi like reaction,
He's
our
kind of really different
theater
too.
our theater was losing their mind. I have
Yes,
not been to a
sir.
screening of a movie where people popped off like that.
Mm.
Like I've never been to a theater where people popped off. Like not even Infinity
Did
War,
you see me? I
Endgame.
almost stuck my drinks on the floor when I saw
Yeah, no,
Toby.
we both were
Mm-hmm.
just like Toby. Like we were like about to like cry. It was like, oh, it's so good
Not
to
me.
see you.
I
It
was,
was
I
so.
was
Hmm? You cut out.
tears of
You
joy
cut
this
out.
time.
You cut out.
It was just,
You cut
oh,
out.
I was just so happy that I didn't even cry.
It
Like it
was just
wasn't
like,
even tears of
ha.
joy.
It was like, I'm just so happy to see you.
Yeah, I just
And he was having so much fun, and he was good, and
happy to see you, man. And I just
it
smiled the
was
whole
so
way,
good to
like,
see you.
and
And
it's
then
great. Yeah,
I love that he goes, hi, I know you. You're Peter's friend, and you're Peter's friend. And then he looks at Andrew. He goes, you're not his friend. He's like, and they both look at each other because he sees the costume. He's like,
yeah.
and they both instinctively start shooting webs at each other, and they have like a
Mhm.
small like little. And I love that it plays the old every time Toby does the web, when he shoots out a web, it plays the original sound from his movie,
Yeah.
and then it does the
Also,
same. It does the same for Andrew as well.
it's a neat little detail that Toby got the upper hand because he's a more experienced Spider-Man.
Yep, because he knew he's like I'm going for the wrist, and so Andrew sees that and he goes, okay, he's like all
Okay.
right, you're Spider Man too. And so they're both like, we were just looking for, you know, for Peter. Uh, we just kind of can figure he needs some help at the moment,
Yeah.
which brings up a couple questions. They've been in this universe for a day,
Like 12 hours, I think. Shit.
12 hours at the least.
Hmm.
Why didn't they immediately try to find Peter?
It also made me wonder what the fuck was Toby? He was inside a
Where
building.
where were they? Like, Andrew was
I,
just
I,
in
I guess
some
I thought it was
alley.
Andrew
He was just in
in
some
some alley.
alley. Yeah.
But where the hell was Toby?
Where was
Like,
Toby?
was he like he was in a building with
Looked
clothes
like
and
it.
everything?
I don't know where that man was.
No clue. That was weird.
Yeah. Um
Like, remember Spider
and
Verse where
also
they like, had to finish it
also
instantly?
we should definitely make this a detail that um for them it is also 2023
Oh,
because of details that number 1, Toby clearly aged and they
yeah.
didn't try to hide it.
No.
He's definitely an aged he's definitely a Peter Parker in his 40s,
Mhm.
and Andrew has dialogue that he says stuff that we never saw in Amazing Spider-Man too.
Yeah.
So it's clear that like for Andrew, it's probably been at least 10 years, and for
Probably.
Toby, 20.
Wait.
Like in time, because remember
No,
the
hold on.
last time, yeah.
You say 10 years because Spider-Man 3 did take place
No, no,
in
no.
207.
No, no, no. Amazing. I said Andrew.
Uh, yeah, 10 years.
It's like between 2014, 2023, about 10 years, 9, 10 years.
Mm,
And for Toby, it's been about 20, almost
yeah.
20. So yeah, no, definitely time happened for them.
How do you feel about them implying that Andrew possibly killed
It
people?
possibly killed people.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I would like to know when that took place because according to Amazing Spider-Man 2, after Gwen died, he didn't put on the suit for a good solid 5 months.
It's very spiteful after, like, he seemed very much himself
Yeah,
after near the end.
he didn't. He
But I
definitely seemed
mean,
like he was getting back into it, but he wasn't fully there yet.
here's the thing. I think that can be very interesting to explore. I just, but they really didn't. They
They're
kind of
never
just
gonna make
set it up.
Amazing Spider-Man 3. I mean, they could at this point,
They could.
but
I really do want to see more of.
Does Andrew want to do it again? I mean, judging by this movie, he definitely wants to do it again.
Yeah.
He was
No, no, like
his infection for that character just leapt off the screen.
it's kind of like uh, it's a thing they say. I'm just not sure I believe it like often because of how
Yeah,
Spider-Man
cause yeah,
2. I mean, Spider-Man 2 ended
which
off,
okay, we did jump
and
ahead a little bit, but we were
we
getting
did.
into that scene,
Yeah.
where they find Pete because they ask MJ and Ned like, do you know any place where he would just want to like get away? Just go think, and MJ's like, yeah, I know a place. So they go to the top of Midtown High, um, where immediately Ned and MJ show up and just give him a hug. And talk about the most emotionally filled hug I've seen in a movie. Like you could see Ned crying. And I was like, damn, when Ned cries, you got me. But yeah, it was really like they didn't have to say a word to each other and you just could kind of feel it. And then we get my favorite shot of the movie where MJ goes, oh, there's some people here to see you. And it pans up and it's just this the bright moon in the sky and the shadows of just Andrew and Toby on top of the on top of the school. And I think I looked to you and I was like, "Ooh, that's
Oh,
cool." And then they jump down, and Peter, Tom, is just like taking it back. He's like, "I'm sorry that you're here, but I gotta send you home. Like, this is my fault. Like, I no, I gotta get rid of you guys." And he's like, I'm sorry. And like, and if you have, I'm sorry that this
I'm
happens,
sorry
but
about anything.
if you have to kill them, you do what you got to do. And both Andrew and Toby are like, kill them,
Mm,
kill them. What do you mean kill them? And they're just like, we didn't kill them.
are they? Because I'm sure they
I
know.
don't think I don't think they like said it, but it was like this moment was like we didn't kill them. Like they didn't they died on their own. And
Like
and
oh, like
Andrew
that. Okay.
yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. And Andrew's like I know what you're going through. And Peter's like, don't pretend to know what I'm going through.
Dude,
Because I mean, think about it. They didn't lose Aunt May.
say that to him about people. Hmm?
Well, it's good that he said it to them because then Andrew can then tell him. But they didn't. Neither of them lost their Aunt May. If anything, if Peter B. Parker showed up,
We lost their
then
Uncle Ben,
they
so
only
it's
lost
kind
their
of
Uncle
it kind of
Ben.
falls in the same thing.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Andrew was like,
oh
but
man, it's not. I know
no,
it's
I
not a
mean,
competition, but
Toby does go. I lost my Uncle Ben.
yeah.
He should have been like, if he was trying to relate to Peter, he could have been like, or Tom, he could have been like, well, I lost my best friend.
No, hold on. If anyone knows who what he's going through, it is definitely the
It is
two of them.
definitely them, which is what they were trying to tell him. And it's like, yeah, we know what
Yeah.
you're going through, dude.
And you know who? Especially Toby, who lost the most out of all of them,
Yeah,
for sure.
lost his Uncle Ben, lost his best friend, lost all of um
Lost his mentors.
his mentors. Yeah, Norman and Otto. And he
Probably
lost
lost
a
a
lot.
couple of friendships.
Yeah,
It's responsible for a few of them turning into villains too,
yeah,
or being Eddie Brock. Hurt a lot of
yeah,
people. Man,
yeah. And
anyone's feeling
and
bad.
Andrew goes like, I lost the love of my life, and it's my fault that I'm never gonna be able to live it down for the rest of my life.
I'll never be able to forgive myself
Like I'll
for it.
never be able to forgive myself for the rest of my life. And Toby is like, I lost my Uncle Ben, and it was my fault. And he also says like, I tracked down the guy that did it. I wanted to kill him. I got what I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't work out. It didn't feel any better. Because we should probably mention that at this point, Tom Peter is so furious with the Green Goblin that he doesn't care anymore if they live or die. He just wants to kill the Goblin.
Yeah.
Which at that point, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. He would just not care right now. Like he's so shaken because this is his moment where he's lost all of his, you know, he's lost it. He's ready to, he's tipped over the edge. Um, yeah, they tell him it's like, yeah, like killing them is not what you know she would have wanted for you. And Peter's like, she told me with great power, and then Toby finishes comes great responsibility. And Tom's like, how do you know that? And Toby goes, my Uncle Ben told me this the day he died. And Andrew like nods. And I think I went to you and said, he didn't say that to Andrew.
Wait, the day he died, or
The day he died. It actually, that is true for both of them. The day he died, he said it.
pretty sure he did.
Yep.
Before Peter stormed out of the house,
Yep. It was
and
the same
Andrew.
night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same night. And then
Yeah, same night. Okay.
same day
Yeah,
as
yeah,
Toby.
it was that. It was that. It was accurate.
Yep.
I was questioning for a little, like, wait, like, not when they died. Pretty sure it was the day, but not the exact moment. It would be really odd for them to just go with the great power comes great responsibility as they're fucking dying. Like, has anything ever done that? Any Spider-Man thing ever
No.
done that? That'd be
No.
really
But that
silly,
also
wouldn't it?
wasn't said. It was like the same Toby says the same day.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah,
No.
then they kind of agree to just, you know, we'll find a way to fix it. We'll try to find a way to cure him, cure all of them.
And yeah, that just saying that was also basically confirmation for me that there is no Uncle Ben in this universe because Peter didn't like acknowledge that fact. Uncle Ben,
Yeah,
he didn't relate to it. Like, yeah, it's just there's just no Uncle Ben, man. That's fine. That's fine.
there's gotta be. There's gotta be an Uncle Ben.
No, there's just isn't.
There's gotta be.
I, I,
The
like,
suitcase, Ben Parker.
it's just Peter Benjamin Parker.
No, it
That's
is
just
not.
that's just a
It's
suitcase.
just BP. There's no way Aunt May would have gotten Peter in a branded suitcase. There's no way. No way. And Peter talks about his uncle in Homecoming.
That's it.
Yes, he does. He just says my uncle. That's it. But there's an Uncle
Where?
Ben.
Oh, where? I don't even
It was.
remember
I
that.
think it was either the scene where they're walking down the street, or when they're in the house building the Legos. I know he says it. I know he says his uncle.
I guess I have to go back to it. I don't remember that.
I know he says. Or maybe he says it in Civil War. He could have said it in Civil War, but
I don't think he says this before. I don't know
I
about that.
swear to God he says it. I swear to God.
Let me watch this movies again, and then I can tell you.
Yeah. Gotta be an Uncle Ben, man.
You refuse to not believe it.
Gotta be. It's gotta be.
Oh yeah, and then the movie gets really good when it's just the
Oh
three of them
yeah, when
together.
it's just the three of them together. It's there's a scene where they're making the like the cures, and it's like, okay, we gotta make the one for the lizard. And he's like, Andrew's like, oh, Connors? Yeah, I got this. Yeah, I already did it. I got it.
Okay. It's just really,
And I like how they
really
just get
awkward like that.
stunned. They get like really awkward. It's like, really? And he's like, yeah, yeah, I got
Hey,
it.
go ahead. Go
I'm like, yeah, go ahead. You guys pick your. I'll make mine. I love he's got a lab coat on, but he's still wearing. He never takes off the Spider-Man suit.
no.
And Toby and Andrew's got a great line where he's like, so you gonna keep wearing that? Uh, what is it? Something cool youth pastor outfit.
I don't
Do you have
remember
like a suit?
it.
And Toby's like, yeah. And he pulls down his shirt and he's got the Spider-Man suit on.
I'm pretty just nods like, come on,
Mhm.
come on, man.
Come on, man. And then they're all kind of talking together. And then Ned goes up to
Wait, bro.
Toby.
I was wondering about that. What the heck's suit?
Yeah. Ned goes up to Toby and goes, so did you guys have a best friend in your world? Andrew says nothing. And Toby's like, yeah. But
Yeah,
he,
head in
he,
my arms.
he died in my arms right
So
after he tried to kill
sad.
me. So sad. And Ned's like, and I like how Ned like can't do anything after that. He's just like, he's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I feel like Corey was just fucking with him.
yeah, maybe,
Like it's true, that didn't happen, but I feel like he was just fucking with him. The way he said it, the way he like said the line. So sad.
yeah.
So it feels like,
Yeah, they have great banter together.
do
And then I
this
love the
this part where Ned
Peter,
calls
Peter,
Peter.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry. They all
Oh,
say it together, like, oh, sorry, we're all
oh,
Peter.
sorry. Sorry, Peter. It's not that doesn't help.
It's like, Peter Parker doesn't help.
Dude, that doesn't help. Peter. Oh, okay. And then they comment on the organic webbing.
Yes, that was a fun bit.
Yeah,
It's like,
where he goes, "What's that you got over there?"
it's like, yeah, we need to. It's like, oh, we need to have the extra web fluid for the web shooters. And Andrew and Tom are like, okay, yeah, let's refill. And Toby's like, what is that for?
What's that for?
He's like, they're like, our web shooters. And he's like, you guys have web shooters?
Yeah,
And
and then he just
he's like,
just
yeah. And he goes, he just does it. And you're like, what? Andrew's immediately like, "It's crazy."
That's crazy.
And then we cut to after this. We kind of cut to them on actually no, cut to Peter, J. Jonah Jameson, and Peter. Peter is addressing J. Jonah Jameson and the world, saying this like, "Hey, this is my fault, and please wish me some luck." And then we see him on the Statue of Liberty that is being remodeled to have a Captain America shield. Um, and he's there with Toby and Andrew. Toby in his suit once again. It looked good. It looked good seeing that
Mhm.
suit again.
It did. And I don't know. I find this odd. One of my friends commented, "He looked chubby." I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? He looks actually kind of lanky, like
In
lean.
the chest, he definitely was a little. He had like small arms, but like a bigger chest.
Mhm.
But or
Peter
stomach, I
just
should
can.
say.
Well, Peter.
He's not in the same shape he was back then.
Yeah, I don't think he's
He
fat or
didn't
anything like
he
that.
didn't look awful, but he definitely looked older. Like
Older,
he didn't age great.
sure, but no, I don't think he looked at all overweight or anything like that.
No, no, no,
I'm,
no. He
pre- I'm
looked
pretty sure
fine.
Toby's like rather skinny right
He definitely
these
didn't work
days,
out for the movie.
and it's fine. It's fine as he got the bodysuit,
Yeah,
but
man.
yeah, it looked good seeing it.
It looked good seeing the suit. They definitely changed the suit between between the movies when they last had it and now.
They definitely modernized it a little
Yeah.
bit.
It's the same suit, but like the insignia is a little bigger, and yeah. Now they just start talking to each other,
Oh, man.
and it starts out with Toby starting to stretch out his back, and he goes, mm. And Andrew's like, "You okay?" And he's like, "Oh, it's just my back." And then immediate like laughter from all of us who get it. He's like,
Yeah,
it's just from all the swinging, I guess.
I
And
get you.
he's like, "Yeah, I got a back thing too." He's like, "You want me to crack it?" He was like, "Yeah, actually, that'd be
Sure.
great."
Yeah.
And then they do it. It's such a funny visual seeing Andrew Garfield just pick up Tobey Maguire and just crack his back.
Yeah.
Andrew's like, "Is it good?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, it's
Wow.
really good. Wow."
It's good. Wow. Thanks.
And Andrew's like, "Oh, that was Warner Brothers."
That was Warner Brothers.
And then they start talking about the web fluid, and
hmm
he's like, "I don't really want to talk about this." He's like, are you making fun?" He's like, "No, we're not making fun of you. Just we can't do it, so we're curious."
It's like breathing. I can't really control it.
He's like, "Yeah,
Something like that.
I yeah." He's like, "I can't do it, just like how I can't do breathing."
hmm
I'm like, "Whoa." Yeah, Andrew's like,
Oh.
"Whoa,"
Oh.
and
I
yeah,
really like the way Toby acts in this movie.
he's kind
He
of
has
he's kind of dopey, yeah, but he's kind of like a
he
dad. He's kind of like a
yeah,
dad who
he
knows
has
too
semblance
much.
of the old way he acted before, but it's like a lot wiser. He's like a dad to
Yeah.
these kids.
While
He's like guiding them
Andrew
through.
seemed a little goofier.
Yeah, a
Like
little
he was,
goofier because
yeah.
I guess it's because I'm being a lot more uncaring about things.
Because what I thought they
And
were gonna do was I thought they were gonna like completely replicate how they acted in the old movie. So
yeah,
Toby was gonna talk in like the Sam Raimi kind of dialogue, and he was gonna act goofy, while Andrew was gonna be a little more like quippy and like smart and funny. But no,
yeah,
they kind of made Toby the old wise Spider Man, and but who was still like fun and could have like kind of like be a little jokey and
because we know Evander is a lot more socially awkward
yeah. Andrew
compared to them. Like
is a
Peter Parker
social,
is a
yeah.
lot more awkward. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a lot more awkward compared to the other two. You know,
Andrew's an antisocial guy, yeah. Well, his Peter Parker was more
so I guess
antisocial.
it makes sense with the way he was talking to them.
Yeah.
They can mix it up a little bit more,
Yeah,
and then just of
he was just
course,
excited. He was just happy to be there.
yeah,
Yeah. They get to
you know,
talking, and
he was great.
yeah, and Andrew's like, well, yeah, because when we run out of web fluid, we have to. It's like a web block, and we have to make it ourselves. It's like I make mine in a lab, and it's just a hassle.
I
And
can a web
Toby's like,
block.
yeah, that does sound like a hassle. He's like, come to think of it, I have had web block. And
Hey,
they were like, yeah, oh really? And he goes, yeah. It was like it was all in my head. It was like an existential crisis. And just like, yep, I know that.
I know that.
I know that.
Man, I just didn't want it to stop, and then it stopped.
Well, we got one more part of
Yeah,
the conversation
we go one more.
where Tom's like, "What's the craziest villains you ever fought?" And both Toby and Andrew are like, "Yeah, I guess you fought them already. You've met them."
You met him.
And Toby's like, "I fought an alien once who was a black goo." And Andrew's like, "You fought an alien?" And Tom's like, "Oh yeah, I also fought an alien. He was purple. I fought him on Earth and in space." And
In space.
Toby's like taken aback, and Toby's like, "I'm still in the part that you fought him in space."
Space. I mean, I want to fight aliens. Says
And
Andrew.
Andrew's like, I just want to fight. I want to fight an alien.
But an alien?
I
Oh
want
my
to fight an
god.
alien. He's like, I fought a a dude in a rhinoceros suit.
Fucking guy in a
And
rhinoceros suit. So,
he's like, I'm lame compared to you guys.
hey,
And Toby's
you're
like,
not.
hey, you're not lame. Don't say that.
Let's
He's
say
like,
that.
oh, and Andrew's like, I know. And he's like, well, it's a self-talk. Just,
Self-taught. You know, you're kind of amazing.
you're amazing. You're amazing, Spider-Man.
Oh.
I wish he said you're amazing, Spider-Man, but we can't have everything we want.
You know what? Thanks. I really needed that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And then they finally got to the action, and
Ah, and then it ended.
the
No.
conversation ended and the action started, and so much fun. It was so much fun.
Man.
But my favorite part was when they start fucking up because they know how to work together.
Hmm. Well, yeah.
And so they group up. They do the huddle,
And,
and
and
then
thankfully, they have more funny dialogue.
they have more funny dialogue where Tom's like, we're not working as a team," and just like, "Yeah, I know we suck." He's like, "I've never worked in a team before," and Toby goes, "Neither have I," and I'm like, "Yes, you have."
Huh?
Toby goes, "I've never worked in a team before," and I
Yeah,
go,
I was gonna say, yes, you have.
"Yes, you have,
Yes, you have.
but it's okay. I'll let it slide."
I don't know. I guess it's more fucking natural with his best friend. I don't know.
Yeah,
It doesn't make sense anyway, but it's fine.
it's like, I'll let it slide.
I'll allow it.
I'll let it slide just this once. It's
That's for sure, but I'll allow it.
like that feels wrong, but I'll allow it. But yeah, Toby and Andrew talk to each other, and they're both confused because like I thought you were Peter one, I'm Peter two, and Tom's like, "Stop it, listen to Peter one." He's like,
Okay,
"We're
you're
not
a better
working
one.
as a team. We gotta do this."
What's the team? I've been part of the Avengers. You're
He's
part
like,
of the Avengers. That's great. Man,
"What
man,
is it?"
what is it? What's that? Instead of ants, are you an ant?
He's like, "No, no, no, no." And then we're like, "Okay."
Everybody's heroes.
And Toby's like, "What does this have to do with anything?" And then they start working on a plan. He's like, "Okay, we just have to work on a team. Trust your Peter Tingle, and we'll get good at it." And Toby's like, "Okay, we each take one." And and I think was it Andrew's like, or was like, we take it each one at a time. Yeah, Toby's like, we each pick a target. Andrew's like, one at a time. And Tom's like, okay, we're getting there. And then they have to start. And he goes, okay, we got it. Trust the Tingle. Listen out. We'll get it done. Let's suit up. And we get the cool, maybe not my favorite shot, but the coolest shot of the movie. All three of them running to jump off the uh the thing to get ready to swing, and we get the big hero shot with the music. And my favorite part of that is you hear both. You hear Toby, Andrew, and Tom going, "Woo!"
I can't fucking do it.
I can't because it's 1:30 in the morning. I'm not gonna scream, but that just gave me so much like joy.
Yeah.
See them all swinging together, and they're each. I actually rewatched the scene, and you're each doing a specific pose that they did in the old movies,
Yeah.
and it was just like, oh, that's so good. And then the rest of the fight is kind of cool, I guess. I don't know.
Uh,
It
I
kind of went
guess.
by. It kind of went by really fast, but it was a lot of fun to
Oh,
watch because it's all
fun
three of
to
them
watch.
in the movie, and it's
Yeah,
super
man.
fun. But I do want to talk about specific scenes when they cure Sandman and the Lizard. They're just reusing shots from the old movies,
There.
which is really
That was.
funny.
It was very funny.
Um, when they cure Electro,
Oh, we missed the fact that
oh, and Doc Ock shows
Ned.
up. Doc Ock shows up and betrays the rest of them.
No, that's a little after. But I'm talking
Yep.
about when Ned and
MJ.
MJ are opening the try to close the
Oh yeah,
portal.
they're trying to close the portal to get the cube out of there, but they can't.
Yeah, and they can't close the
Yep.
portal, and then
And now they're just
Lizard,
kind of stuck up there.
yeah,
Yeah.
Lizard notices it, and then he goes in to attack.
Yeah.
At least what
Yeah. Toby gets
brother.
Sandman. Tom gets Lizard, and Andrew gets Electro. And Electro and him have a conversation when Electro actually finds out that what Peter even looks like. And Electro's like, well, I mean, you spent all this time looking out for the little guys and the poor people and helping out the poor neighborhoods. I just thought you were black. And Drew's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Made me laugh, but made me wonder. That's not your whole fucking motivation, is it? That was really dumb, huh?
Yeah. I was like, I just thought you were black.
That you were
And
black. Oh, okay. I'm sure that's what I was
yeah, like
thinking.
Andrew's like, I'm sorry, man.
Oh,
And
so sorry, man.
just like, well, there's got to be a black Spider-Man out there somewhere. And then everyone in the audience goes, ah. Man, that was a cool shout out to Miles.
Yeah,
That was a nice shout
yeah.
out.
It was.
And then
Yes, live action
the
Spider-Man.
most heartwarming scene in the movie: Otto and Peter reuniting,
Yeah.
and Otto's like, Peter,
You grew
uh,
up,
how
Peter.
how are you? You grew
You've
up,
grown.
and
You grew up.
that how are you was so like, how have you been?
And
And
then,
Toby responds, I'm trying to do better. And I was like, ah,
oh,
ah, my heart, my heart. Yeah,
good shit.
good shit. And the only time in the movie that we hear both Toby and Andrew's themes
Yeah.
in the entire movie.
I mean, god damn it.
God damn it.
I would have profited off that even more. Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Man,
And
I would have, I don't know how much, man.
Doctor Strange shows up, kind of work with the box, but everything's
Hold
going
on.
okay.
No, no, we didn't. Never mind. I thought we missed something, but it's fine. We didn't. Keep going.
Yeah. We get to there, and then as they're up on the top, Doctor Strange meets the other two Spider-Man. He's very shaken up about it. And then the Goblin shows up. And he says, "Can't Spider-Man come out to play?" And then he blows up the box, releasing the spell.
I was thinking, there's no way he's gonna fucking win. He's outnumbered by all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
yeah,
then
turns
he
out he
says
just,
he's just gonna blow up the box.
yeah, he just blew the fucking block.
So Doctor Strange has to be occupied once again.
Yep. The poor man.
Yeah.
And the explosion causes the fucking chain reaction where everybody
Falls
starts
down,
falling.
yeah.
Yep.
And it causes Ned to kind of get pushed out, but MJ falls. Peter sees this and immediately goes to grab her. And as he's
Yeah,
about to
but
do it, he gets hit by the Green Goblin. Andrew sees this, and we get the redemption story of a lifetime.
mhm.
He actually saves MJ.
Yep. And oh man, his face
And
after
his
doing it.
face, where he's like, grabs, and he goes, "You okay?" She goes, "Yeah."
Okay.
and you see his face, and he has this sad look on his face, and I went, I think
Oh,
everyone in the audience went, oh, you poor boy, you poor boy.
like he's most sad and happy that he was able to
Yeah, he was
save
able to.
her.
He was finally able to do it.
Yeah, he's yeah.
And she asks him, like, "You okay?" And he goes, mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really funny. You and I laugh a lot at the Gwen Stacy scene when she dies because I'm sadistic as fuck apparently, but I don't know. This actually got
That
got a
scene is like, yeah, it is heartbreaking. Um, because of how good Andrew was in that scene, but in this, it was like it felt like the weight was lifted off of him. You could feel it.
yeah.
He could be at peace now. He finally forgave himself because he was able to do it.
Yeah.
And
But man,
I
I don't know.
think it was entirely just Andrew in that scene where he's just the face he makes. It's like, ugh, you could feel it. Um,
It's quite brilliant. But yeah, man, again, I still
a
keep
scene that
I
everyone
still
predicted, but
yeah, it still felt good.
it felt good. It
But
felt
again,
good for him.
I still keep fucking laughing at the Gwen Stacy scene when he dies because I don't know you I don't know if you laughed too at it, but
Is it
it's
is it the snap back and the
yeah.
yeah,
I'm thinking about it now. God damn it, I'm laughing. I
yeah.
shouldn't laugh.
But now Tom Peter and Goblin are fighting. They get knocked down to the floor,
Uh,
and
wait, they get knocked down because the explosion
yeah,
causes
the
the shield
explosion
of the Statue of
causes.
Liberty to fall in the water or
Mhm,
around it, and they both land there
yes,
on the shield.
and Peter's like, "I'm just gonna kill you." Like, I think that's not what he says, right? He's like, "I'm just going to kill
I
you."
I think it was like I'm like, you couldn't get them all home, and he says, no, I just wanted to kill you myself.
Hmm. And then
Yeah,
they have another brutal fight.
yeah, not as brutal as the
Peter
first, but
Peter does a suplex on him,
it was a but yeah, there we go.
and
Wrestling.
then he just starts laying in on Goblin like, damn. Like, I think I kept going, damn, damn, damn,
Damn,
damn,
damn, oh my god.
damn, damn.
Yeah,
Leave
it
him
was pretty back
alone.
and forth at first, but then Peter just fucking killed him.
Yeah, and
Just
then all sound cuts out, and you see him grab the glider,
yeah, and then we
and
see
he
Toby
raises it
and
up.
Andrew. Andrew be like, what is he
Like,
doing?
whoa, 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 whoa. And
Yeah.
just as Peter's about to bring it down and kill Goblin,
Hmm.
Toby grabs it.
And
And no dialogue is exchanged between them. They're
I
just
think
looking
that's
at each other.
fine. But you know what? I thought about the scene in very simple terms when I first
Yeah, you screamed, he's going to stab you.
that Toby. Toby was the one that saved the goblin from getting impaled by a glider. A callback to when Toby. That was
You sure did cut out.
oh really?
Hmm.
Where did I stop?
At the beginning.
At the beginning.
Yeah. You're also cut out right now if you're not
Okay.
talking. There you go.
Okay. Well, yeah, I thought about that scene in the theaters in a very like simple. I thought about it after where like it actually just means a lot that Toby was the one that stopped Goblin from getting impaled by the glider
Yeah.
by his own glider.
Which he also mentions earlier in the movie that he thought a lot about
I was like, wow, that's pretty neat.
saving
It's a
Norman.
pretty good payoff right there.
Um,
Yeah. What did I say?
no, no, no. Specifically by um curing him.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he stops him from getting stabbed. Toby gets stabbed, and you screamed no.
Ah, I really know because I predicted I was like, is he gonna get stabbed? Ah.
It happened, and you and you went no.
I genuinely thought that they were gonna have the balls to fucking kill Toby off.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like,
no.
I had like a gasp moment in my mind. I was like, motherfuckers, don't you dare, don't you
There,
dare do
please.
it. Don't
Oh, don't do it. I'll kill you.
you dare it. You got some balls if you do it, but fuck you if
Hmm.
you do it. Um,
Thankfully, they,
Thankfully they
thankfully they,
didn't.
they didn't.
He
Thank
has like
God.
he has like a fun comment where he's like, I've been stabbed before.
I've been stabbed before. I've been stabbed before.
But yeah, they cure Goblin, and then uh, Peter goes to go talk to Doctor Strange. And he tells Doctor Strange, just do the spell, have everyone forget who I am.
Hmm.
And Doctor Strange is like, I mean, I'm not gonna do it. He goes, why not? It'll work, right? He goes, yeah, it will. But you know what that means, right? He's like, yeah, just do it. And I like that Strange gets a little choked up because he really does like Peter. He's like, it's still gonna get weird because he tells him, he's like, don't call me sir. He's
Yes,
like,
sir.
Steven. He's like, it's
Yes.
still so weird.
So weird.
So you better go talk to them, as in Ned and MJ, before
Do it now.
you go. But first, he goes to talk to Toby and Andrew.
That was nice.
And you see Andrew holding Toby, and they're talking, and Tom is like trying to find the words. He's like, I mean, I mean,
Peter,
he's just kind of like
you know.
stumbling, and he's like, we know, it's what we do.
No, no, he says Peter, you know.
You know, it's what we do.
Which
And he says,
here's what
it's what we do.
here's what I thought about the scene. I feel like that was just Tom Holland in real life talking to them.
Yeah, like I love you guys. Like you're my inspiration. He's like, yeah, we know, it's what we
We
do.
know. That's what we do.
And then he goes, okay, I'm just gonna. And then they just give it for a hug,
That was so
and
nice.
that was
The
such
hug.
a nice hug. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
that picture is gonna blow up on Twitter. That's for
yeah.
goddamn sure. That hug is gonna live on forever.
Hmm.
The hug of the three Spider-Men. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then as Tom goes away to go talk to MJ, Andrew's like, "You're in a lot of pain, aren't you?" And he goes, "I'm in so much pain."
Yep. I'm in so much pain. Yep.
Um,
Ah, I want to see a movie with those two together.
I
I
kind of
do.
do too. But we get to MJ and Ned. Peter tells MJ, "You guys are gonna forget me." And they're like, "What?
What?
What do you mean? Like you're gonna do this without telling us? Like without consulting with us first?" And he goes, "Yep. But don't worry, I'm gonna find you guys. I'm gonna tell you who I am."
Like
And
that, it just never happened.
like it never happened.
Promise?
And Ned starts to cry, and I was about to cry when he started crying. And I love that they did their handshake thing, and
Yeah.
then he goes to MJ, and MJ tells Peter that she loves her. She loves him. And just as Tom's about to respond, like "I love you too," she goes, "Don't save it for when we meet again. For when you tell me. And if you don't tell me, I'm just gonna find out again." And then the spell happens, and that's it. They all go home. They all just like vanish and go home. And I love that
All
Andrew
of
gives a little the piece, and
the spider piece.
yeah, and
Is
Toby's
that
like,
what you?
eh.
Eh.
uh, yeah. And then we cut to however much time passed, and it's Christmas now,
So
or at least
2
it's
months.
snowing. Yeah, probably
Could be
like
2
two
months, right?
months. I think that yeah, it was just Halloween,
Yep.
so yeah, 2 months. And Peter's trying to come up with how to tell MJ that he's that he's Peter and he's Spider Man. And he goes to this
Well,
coffee shop. I don't think that stuff happens till later. The other stuff you're probably thinking about.
No, I was just gonna say that I the idea is to get her to remember, I guess.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
to get her to remember, or to just
but
to tell her all over
just
again.
recall everything that's happened. But Buddy, but
It's
thankfully he realizes that.
if you notice, she still has the necklace from Far From Home.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, she sure has the necklace.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay. And he goes, I'll see you around. And you can see that
It's the
MJ's trying
man's
to remember.
talking.
Dude, you're cutting out. You're roboting a little bit there, so I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, Peter goes to Aunt May's grave, and Happy shows up. And Happy asks him, "Oh, how'd you how'd you know her?" And Peter
Ain't
responds,
that a shame?
"Through Spider-Man." You cut out a lot, so I don't know what you're saying.
I didn't say anything. I was just odd.
Yeah, Peter tells Happy that he knew Aunt May through Spider-Man, which was a lie. But we
Well,
also
obviously.
see then Peter gets his own apartment,
Yeah.
and then we also see that he's got a new suit, the classic red and bright blue spandex suit.
Mm-hmm.
That's super shiny and it's beautiful.
I
And
wish
we
we
get
saw
the.
more of it.
I wish we saw more of it.
And a
And then we get.
standstill
And then
image
we
too,
get
but
the final swing that every Spider-Man movie needs. You gotta have a final swing.
Homecoming didn't have a final swing.
No, it didn't.
Into Spider-Verse didn't have a final swing.
Into the Spider Verse had its final swing.
Like, yeah, it did. Never mind.
Yeah,
Like, it didn't end with a swing. That's the thing.
yeah. Only Spider-Man One ends with a swing.
Mhm.
Only
No,
Spider-Man One
Spider-Man
ends with a swing.
2.
No,
Spider-Man
it
2 ends
doesn't.
with a swing.
Nope, it ends with
Spider-Man
MJ.
2?
It ends with
Okay, but
MJ.
it's no, but it's in the same scene though. Like, Spider swinging and then MJ.
No, he swings off, but you don't see it. You just kind of see MJ staring off,
I know.
and then that's
Yeah,
the end
look,
of the movie.
staring off.
Yeah, yeah. The final swing, even Amazing Spider-Man One has it. Amazing Spider-Man Two
Yeah.
doesn't have it. Every Spider-Man
No,
movie should have it.
I don't know about should, but
It's a
it
cool way to
just
cap off the
depends.
story. And
If it fits, yes.
the final swing just in this movie just it was great.
Yeah.
Then the movie ends, and
Mhm.
I don't think I've ever had a more genuine clap in my life for a movie.
Yeah.
Like, congratulations, you did it.
I'll say I wish we got a little more information on his life right now. It was very brief on what we saw.
Yeah,
Like, we don't know if he
but
has a
it
job.
was
Well,
already a two
I'm
and a
sure
half
he
hour
has a job.
movie. Yeah,
I'm sure he has a job,
yeah,
but
he'll
you know.
probably work at like the Daily Bugle or something.
Yeah, that is my guess for the next trilogy. It's just
Yeah, the
basically
college trilogy.
the college trilogy, assuming he goes to fucking college.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's just basically the Spider-Man that everyone's been wanting for fucking years,
I
I
know
guess.
the Spider-Man that I kind of wanted to see because that's what I like a lot about Spider-Man. But I mean, I like Tom's Spider-Man a lot, and I like what they did with those movies. But now it kind of feels like we're getting into, you know, the classic Spider-Man stuff that we all know, and I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to
Yeah.
see where this goes.
There you go, Spider-Man fans. You can stop complaining now. You're gonna see him broke, um, taking pictures and stuff, living a shitty life. There you go. You're gonna get it in another 5 years. So
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Iron Boy Jr.
now we can talk about the end credit scenes.
Yeah.
Well, the one end
So,
credit scene and then the trailer.
so tell me about Venom.
Okay. So your complaint was that it doesn't make sense for Venom to be there, right? Because he didn't know Peter Parker was Spider-Man until after. Well, good for you, my friend, because there is a very specific line in Venom Let There Be Carnage uh, that explains this away. And I'm not shitting with you.
Wait, hold on. Let me guess. Is it the fact that the symbiotes are connected?
So, no. I'm going to find the
Okay.
exact line. I'm going to tell you what
Uh-huh.
it is. So, give me a moment. I apologize. Here it is. This is from the end credits scene of Venom Let There Be Carnage. 80 billion light years of hive knowledge across universes would explode your tiny little brain. So, if the symbiotes have extensive knowledge of different universes, who's to say that Eddie Brock's symbiote from Venom doesn't have knowledge that Peter Parker is Spider Man?
Oh, so it's what I said. It's basically the symbiotes are connected. Kind of.
And so that would be your explanation as for why Eddie Brock is in the MCU for all of 12 hours and then gets sent home, but somehow a little bit of symbiote is left there because
Yeah.
why wouldn't they leave it there?
How the
But
fuck is that gonna
that
live
was
in New
also a
York?
pretty big pop off from our theater too, when they
Yeah.
show the black suit, or not the black suit, but the symbiote. I think everyone in the audience went, "Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Oh shit!"
God damn it!
And
5 years?
then
You kidding me?
yeah, now we gotta wait for this.
Like a long time
Yeah,
too. That's the thing.
a long time. But I'm glad that they waited a long time to give us the black suit again,
Hmm.
because I think now we've had enough time to separate uh, Spider-Man 3 from this. So I'm very ready, very
It's gonna
very
be less.
ready.
It's gonna be less convoluted too.
Yeah, it's
Thankfully,
gonna be
where
very. It's gonna be much
you don't
less
have
convoluted.
you
Yeah,
don't have to fucking put Eddie Brock that from the Sony universe into the MCU.
yeah. Now you can just have a new Eddie Brock,
Uh-huh. Or not Eddie Brock. Just gonna
or
have.
even if you wanted to, you can just send Eddie Brock from that universe if you want, and that way you don't have to do two Venoms.
Yeah, I'm sure there's just do one Venom.
Yeah. But yeah, and the second end credits scene, which kind of trolled us. I like the way they did that. They kind of trolled us, making it think we were gonna get a one,
Yeah.
and then they just played the trailer for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness,
Mm-hmm.
which looks, the title is appropriate. It
Yeah.
looks insane.
Looks pretty cool.
Sam Raimi, bitches. And yeah, it looked darker. It looked more different. It looked different. It's like the Doctor Strange movies were different just visually, but this one is like looks especially different. Like the colors are all like completely desaturated, and uh, there's practically no color at all. It's all just like
Ah,
gray.
okay, wait. Other than color, what's different about it? Other than
Like
color, canon.
color
Then,
counts. Color
no one's
counts,
gonna be.
Ernest.
Yeah. No one's gonna be impressed by the color in it. Okay. So
We're
say
talking
something
about
else. Just
MCU movies. If there's any slight bit of color, I lose my mind because there's rarely any too much like diverse color in any of these movies. But
mhm.
uh,
Say something different. Say something different. Something else. Come on. Something
okay,
different.
Jesus, Ernest, the the shots they
Um,
look, it looks very Raimi, and that's just a different sensibility that you can bring to the MCU. Because now we have a very different director who can put his own stamp on this with his own distinctive style, and it definitely
There you
looks
go.
like he's gonna do it.
That's better.
Oh Jesus, shut up!
No. What are you gonna do about it, Gabe? If I don't shut up, what are you
You
gonna
just
do?
call me a
What are you
boob.
gonna? No, Gabe. What are you gonna do?
I thought you just
If
called
I
me
don't
a
shut up,
boob.
you are a boob. Little booby face. Damn, it's gonna be an instant from now on.
A boob face.
You little booby face.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's Spider-Man No Way Home.
So you mentioned that it had similarities to the PS4 game, so I guess you can
Right.
elaborate on
It
that
was
more.
definitely just a feeling. I did say that earlier, but
Yeah. So,
it definitely felt like they kind of took from the game and
well, what you got? Oh,
well,
I'm curious.
Aunt May and
Aunt May
Feast
dying,
and
yes.
Aunt May Feast. Um,
Wait,
that
is
would
Feast a not a
I don't
comic
know if
book
it's
thing?
not a comic book thing, but it definitely feels like they were like, oh wait, that was in the game. People like the game. Let's put it in the movie.
So Feast was in Far From Home. So
Yes. Yeah.
wait, is that what gay people? Is that what I heard?
What?
I don't know. I thought I heard you say gay for
No,
a second. What the
I
hell?
didn't say anything.
No, before that, when you were whispering, like doing the fast whispering.
I said okay.
Okay, that's it.
I said okay or yes. I don't even remember.
Oh, it was like a minute ago. You forgot.
I got fish brain.
All right then. Um, surely it wasn't just the MA thing. Like, what about Peter Parker? Did that give you like memories of the game, feelings?
A little bit because he was more mature, and that definitely. But that's just the Peter Parker I want.
A mature Peter Parker.
Yeah, I want a mature Peter Parker.
Mature. Wait, mature by age or like attitude character?
Attitude, attitude, and
All right.
character. He doesn't need to be 25 to be mature.
Well, the point would be that. Well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Well, it just depends on experiences, you know.
yeah,
If you know Peter Parker doesn't usually go through much.
yeah. Well, he
Usually,
also doesn't have the same. He doesn't know anything yet at 15.
yeah.
So, ugh, God, yeah, that was No Way Home. And there's no way we've been talking about this movie for almost 3 hours.
You sure?
2 hours 52 at the moment.
Oh, we're so close.
We're so close. Well, now that we're kind of done talking about the entire movie, might as well give some overall thoughts and then scores.
Yeah.
You can go first
Um.
if you want.
Right. Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of the
I.
talking in this one.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I really liked No Way Home. It was a pleasant surprise from what I thought was gonna be a definite shit show. And it wasn't. I I do kind of love this movie a lot. It's not my favorite out of the home trilogy. I, it's probably my second favorite.
Mhm.
Like based on the fan service alone, I was very satisfied with what I
But
saw.
it's fan service with actual like reason to be there.
Yeah,
They
it's kind of
actually
like Endgame.
came up with a good reason to keep everything there. And I'm not going to pretend I didn't hear that.
Well, I'm right. So what you gonna do about
Mm,
it? um, yeah, it was just really nice seeing Toby and surprisingly enough Andrew. Like I don't know, I got a pop off seeing fucking Andrew
and it's
Spider Man
because it's
again.
Andrew Garfield and it's
Yeah,
I like him as Spider Man and
yeah, it's a fair one to like.
I like seeing Andrew
I like
just in
seeing him again.
general. I like him as an actor, so it's just nice seeing him in a movie.
Honestly, I kind of want to see Toby and Andrew in the future. That'd be really nice. I think
Yeah,
see him in the future. Like what you have right now, you can do a lot with them.
yeah.
And
I don't
I
know if they
think
don't. I don't know. I do think they did a good job at kind of ending it to where it was like, if they never come back, it's fine.
yeah, it'd be okay.
But
But man,
yeah,
did you leave us fucking hungry?
yeah, you left me wanting more.
I want more, and I know I should. Well, I feel like you like I kind of want a movie with them together. I mentioned this,
Yeah,
not but yeah, it's their dynamic so good. It's so natural. It's like they've done it before.
yeah.
Yeah.
They also could just be really good actors.
I could, but I basically enjoyed every part with. the three Spider-Man together. I thought those were perfect, like the best parts of the movie.
Yeah,
Um,
they were tons of
unfortunately,
fun
the
together.
movie does have the movie does have some baggage, unfortunately, that distractingly so and makes it a little worse at times.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like it's practically nitpicks at this point. It's such a well done movie.
I guess so, but I don't know. I'm gonna feel the same about it being nitpicks at whenever soon enough, because whenever that happens,
What? What'd you say?
but hmm?
What'd you say?
I might not feel the same way whenever.
I mean,
But
we'll see. We'll see.
yeah, as of now, I really like this movie a lot. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Oh, just an 8?
Yeah, just an 8, plain old 8.
Huh. Okay.
Could go high. Could,
I thought you were gonna go a little higher on that.
oh, so did I. But I'm trying to stay back from giving those high scores. I'm holding myself back for now.
Well,
Bef-
I haven't give too many high scores this year, so don't feel alone. I know you think I love everything, but that's not true at all.
no, if you hit everything, you're worse than me. I can make an
Oh,
argument on
am
that.
I? Am
Yeah.
I?
Yes.
Am
You're
I?
way more cynical than I am. I'm jokingly so. You're bitter, cynical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
An argument can be made. I can't make joke about women with abs without getting trashed by everybody.
this is
Or
true.
because
This is a
apparently it's
fact.
yeah,
This is a
apparently it's
fact.
fucking yeah, because apparently it's fucking weird, I guess. Whatever.
If I
Whatever.
could show that message chain right now, I would, but I have respect for you, and I
Oh,
won't.
what if I consent to it?
I'm
Do
still
it.
not gonna do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Nah.
Do it.
Um,
They must all know my freaky side.
I like a lot. I like this movie a lot. I really, really do. I don't. I mean, I kind of love it just for existing, but
Mhm.
it's got a lot of problems, and I think this. I really want to watch this again, but I do think that this could get worse on a second viewing.
Mhm.
Um, my main concern is this movie was 2.5 hours and I didn't feel it. I'm
And
concerned that
then I'm gonna feel that second time.
I might feel it the second time. So with that, I'm going to give this a very enthusiastic 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
The same score I gave the Suicide Squad. And just with the Suicide Squad, it definitely stayed there. This could easily go up too. If the second time it still doesn't drag, then this is going to be a. This might actually go up in score.
Okay.
But as of right now, I think I'm firm on a 9. But uh, yeah, this is a very good movie. This is probably my favorite of the three. I could easily see myself going back to this more than Homecoming or Far From Home. But that being said, this movie does make those movies better. Like, because now you get to see the build up and the payoff.
You could totally take that as you will. This movie does make it better. Like someone could say this movie's bad, makes the other one's better. Like oh no. Yeah.
Well, that wouldn't make any sense now, would it? If I said the movie was bad and then said it made the other ones better, that doesn't
Like by
make any
default,
sense.
like by default, I guess.
Well, if it was bad, then it would make the other two movies worse.
How so?
Because now you have the rotten egg that's, oh, this led to this. So, oh shit. You know, the Rise of Skywalker curse, where it makes the other two movies worse.
Yeah.
Which this movie came out about 2 years from Rise of Skywalker, I'm now realizing. The movie's
Yeah.
been out for 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Star Wars now. I can't.
No, it's kind of like the Force Awakens started, and it made the other movies worse. Then the Last Jedi came out, and it made the Force Awakens worse. Then the Rise of Skywalker come out, and it made all of them worse. So that's how it is.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do we wait this out for another 30 seconds just to get to the 3 hour mark, or do we call it here?
I mean, fucking anything else to talk about, man? I don't know.
Not really anything else. I mean, we might talk about Matrix next week. I mean, it comes out next week.
Matrix, the new one,
Yeah,
right?
Matrix Resurrections, yeah.
Uh,
Which means I'll have to rewatch the other movies. Preparation.
I'm just gonna watch the first one. So like I said,
I'm
you like myself
I am
at
gonna
times.
I'm gonna rewatch all of them. But if I start Reloaded, and if I start wanting to kill myself, I'll just stop it. I'll just stop it if I
First
start
scene,
feeling it.
just
Hmm?
the first scene.
The credits start. Ah,
You start doing the Agent Smith laugh. Yes, you
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. I'm watching a really shitty movie. I used to think Reload was good.
I don't think
I was
Reloaded is that bad, but it's not good.
I was not a smart boy back then. Okay, so
Mm.
oh, it was so cool how the Agent Smiths came out of the rooms.
Oh well. Well, I'm gonna call it there. We just hit 3. I'm gonna call it there. Go see Spider-Man No Way Home if you can get tickets.